खास बात
फिर वो अलमारी
ऐसे तो मत बोलो, याद है हमारी, बोझ नहीं है। ऐसी बात करना सिखाई।
सॉरी यार, अब बताओ मुझे क्या अच्छे दिन
में लाइव आए हैं। में लाइव आए हैं।
आपने जेवर लॉकर में क्यों नहीं रखा? शहर में बड़े डाके पड़े हैं। उससे डाका मारना, हाँ वो तो मेरे घर का साफ सफाया करके चलती थी। ऐसी लोगों के होते हुए डाकुओं से क्या डरना? हमने सारा जेवर तो आपके पास ही रखवाया था। मोटी बेचारी ने कभी पूछा भी नहीं आपसे। हाँ तो कौन सा एहसान देती है? कोई ना तो ये छुड़ाया अपना जेवर और मैं तो हीरे जैसा देखा दूरी। मैं तो नहीं बस से। हम मत मत बोले।
दोकिया ने पे देना उसे।
ये नाम बन गई। पता है तेरे मियां के पैसे रखे अपने तौर से, और उसकी नहीं मेरी सगी बहन मेरे बेटे का ही पैसा खिलाती है तुम लोग। ये आप मुझे पता मेरे तो ये माँ बनने वाली है वो, तो जब आपको कुछ कभी कुछ नहीं कहते थे आप मुझे वापस लाए। फिर मुझे किसी ने कुछ नहीं बताया। इस घर में तो कोई मुझे कुछ बताने के काबिल ही नहीं समझता। आफरीन है तुम सब पे, आफरीन क्या औलाद भाई। अच्छा किया, मुझे तुमसे इतनी समझदारी की उम्मीद थी। आप तो ऐसे कह रहे हैं जैसे मैं बच्चा पैदा नहीं करी, कुछ साल बना रही। मेरी बात का उन्होंने अचानक एक हिदायत कर दी है तो उसका शुक्र अदा करो। एक्चुअली मेरी लेके बहुत परेशान
स्टार्ट हो गई।
ऐसी हालत से संभालना मुश्किल हो जाता है। और फिर जब से उसको ड्रग्स लगना शुरू हो गई है बच्चे और बढ़ गए।
बोल ना नहीं कला करने स्क्रॉल कर देते हैं।
Standing back point or middle on the offside, middle on the square leg. And bring it on the onside and this one again the back one is defensively positioned towards the back point of fielder. And the batsman is picking up a single.
एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी ट्यूबुलर बैटरी कंटिन्यूएशन रखे और चले सारा साल उल्टा जुगाड़ का दौर और 4 रन शास्त्रीय बॉल ने गेंद थोड़ी सी शॉर्ट थी और पीछे गए और गेंद पुल करने का काम पहुंचा दिया विकेट की बाउंड्री के बाहर 4 रन लेकिन फुट का ये पहला चौका है और पहला एक बड़ा स्कोरिंग शॉट है ये ज्यादा शॉट नहीं थी लेकिन फुट ने पहले से पोजीशन किया हुआ अपने आप को बैटिंग कर रहे हैं 5 पर ऑस्ट्रेलिया 15 पर किसी नुकसान के और लगता है कि गेम में बड़ी तब्दीली हुई है इसी वजह से इसको बहुत देख रहे हैं अंपायर इसकी जो शक्ति है वो बिल्कुल ठीक है लेकिन अब बहुत जो सामना करेंगे वो ठीक है गेंद का लेकिन चौका लग चुका है जो चौके लगे हैं जो ऑन साइड और ऑफ साइड पर एक डीप विकेट पर गया है बैट्समैन है 3 ओवर और 1 गेंद देखी जा चुकी है टॉस इंग्लैंड ने जीता और पहले फील्डिंग करने का फैसला किया ऑन साइड एक बार फिर आप बोल के करेंगे बहुत ये शॉट जिसको बोल किया है वहां पर मौजूद है ये थोड़ा किया सिर्फ एक रन का इजाफा होगा फिर का पिक को थ्रो सीधा विकेट कीपर के क्लास में 16 स्कोर हो गया ऑस्ट्रेलिया का बगैर किसी नुकसान के फुट थोड़ा सा प्रेशर में आएंगे फिंच वार्नर करिया करके आया हूँ कि उन्होंने पहले 20 ओवर में 23 रन बनाने हैं लोग मौजूद रहे और एक कंफर्ट देना है एक आराम देना है एक इत्मीनान देना है बाद में आने वाले बैट्समैनों को फुट दाएं हाथ से ओवर तक गिटार ये गेंद मिडल ऑफ संबंध इसको ट्रायल के वापस बॉल की जाने में सिर्फ इजाफा नहीं ऑस्ट्रेलिया 16 बगैर किसी नुकसान के 3 ओवर और 3 गेंदें फेंकी जा चुकी हैं
Wood second over none for 6. Australia differently both the batsmen very aggressive. Morgan is also set an aggressive field for his ball as well as Wood slips there. Anxiously waiting for the outside edge. The ball's not coming so far. As the next delivery moves away, also the batsman goes on the back foot defensively. Pushing out the back the ball in his follows of it. Score remains at 16 without loss in the 4th over. Warner is on 6. Finch is on 10. 11 deliveries faced by Warner, 11 by Finch. Bowling his second over. The men in blue versus the men in yellow. Crucial match for both the teams as the next delivery just pushed on the offside once again. A little bit of fumble there by the England captain Morgan, affording the batsman to complete that run comfortably. They already taken off, but it would have been a close call had he picked it up on the first attempt and had a shy yes at the bowler's hand. That is clearly visible now on the replay. Unfortunately for England, he just couldn't pick it up on the very first attempt. 17 without loss in the 4th over.
This ICC Champions Trophy 2017.
Over the wicket, which is shot into the body of the batsman. Warner takes it on his chest, ball rolls on the offside, and that's the end of the over. 17 without loss.
This ICC Champions Trophy 2017. by Guru Afzal Ramadan Mubarak.
इस रमजान हमदर्द बन जाए, एक एक मुस्कुराहट बांटते हुए जिंदगी के रंगों में खुल जाए। रमजान मुबारक।
पर मौजूद है 17 स्कोर है ऑस्ट्रेलिया का बगैर किसी नुकसान के वो बॉल आया इसके मजेदार से फिनिश की जहां पर अब अच्छा हुआ बारिश का मौका तो कोई बात नहीं है लेकिन कोई क्या बारिश हो सकती है। ऑस्ट्रेलिया और इंग्लैंड रवायती हरीफ है इसी तरीके से पाकिस्तान और भारत की जो इसकी शोहरत है वहाँ पे तो वो अब ज्यादा हो चुकी है मुकाबला एशेज सीरीज के बगैर मुकाबले होते हैं ऑस्ट्रेलिया और इंग्लैंड के लेग स्टंप्स हुआ थी पीछे की तरफ गई और बैट्समैन नहीं खेल सके, एक रन का और इजाफा 18 स्कोर हो गया है ऑस्ट्रेलिया का, उसका कोई बैट्समैन आउट नहीं हुआ। अच्छा मेरी जो बॉलिंग की बात गेंदें बहुत अच्छी थी बुच की और बॉल नियर पास में तो वो चौके भी लगे, उसको चौका लगा विकेट पर फिंच का वो काफी अच्छा था कि गेंद को ऑन साइड पर प्लेस किया और एक रन हासिल किया बैट्समैन ने इससे के हिसाब से। अब फिंच पहुंच गए हैं 12 पर, वार्नर 16 पर। वार्नर काफी सॉलिड बैट्समैन है जिसे कहा जाता है सॉलिड अटैक, इनकी जो एक बदअमली है वो इस तरह है, ये जब भी खेलने वाले लंबी नहीं खेलने वाले वो बैट्समैन है वार्नर। ऑस्ट्रेलिया 19 बगैर किसी नुकसान के एक शॉट और इसको पुल किया है मिड विकेट की जानिब और गेंद 4 रन के लिए बाउंड्री लाइन के बाहर। बड़ा शानदार चौका वार्नर का, पीछे पड़ी हुई गेंद को 100 दाती से पुल किया और 4 रन हासिल किए। 23 ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो गया है वार्नर 10 पर फिंच 12 पर।
Well, if you pitch a shot to David Warner, you're asking for trouble. That's exactly what happened on the last delivery. He pitched it short and had the width, and Warner was tremendous in pulling and hooking the ball. Just dispatches it to the mid-wicket region for 4. And remember, this is the power play number 1, so only 2 fielders are out outside the 30 yards. So 20. Ball bowling his third over, none for 16. Runs away from round the wickets, wide of the crease to Warner, goes on the back foot, pushes it towards the point region for straight to field. Remember, his very first over was a maiden. This is his third now, already conceded 16 runs. Warner on 10, Finch on 12. England captain winning the toss earlier on, putting Australia in. A very vital match for Australia. Both the matches affected by rain. This ball runs away. Once again, wide of the breeze, goes to Warner. That same side at the ball there, he went on to the stump of the batsman and done well. Quickly picking up that single, the ball is back in front of him. There's every possibility of it rolling back onto the stumps. So a little morale victory for all there. But then, good marks to these two. They quickly went for that single. That single takes Australia now on to 24 without loss. Finch now surveys the field. He's on 12. Now just a slip in position. Ball goes from over the wickets to Finch. Ball coming into the batsman, just pushes on the outside. Goes for a short single. The fielder picking it up, throwing at the bowler's end, missing the stump, but that could have been risky, but that was a good single at the end. So Australia, after 5 overs, are 25 without loss. Next over, and it was a short bit delivery, pulled it around to deep backward square leg.
decided to field. Well, there's a match between historical rivals. The rivalry which has started in 1876 figures. This time, looks at square leg, there is no run. So a rivalry of around 142 years, which is once again started, and Australia would like to win this game because they have so much at stake. England has already qualified 26 or 6 balls on the next up this time, flicks it down to finally 1 run. Warner and French is the 2 batsmen. Warner is very good and French is very good cheap ball. They have started proceedings for England. And England would get some to put pressure on Australia. That was down. And Wood goes away. And once again, plays it to mid wicket. There's no run. 30 without cross. 15 scored by Warner and 14 by French. This is the best cricket player, opening player playing cricket. Of course, other countries have got very good openers too, but French and Warner, of course, are very consistent during Australia. Good opening partnerships counts. All this time, a lovely to be pitching on the middle side. That's what London about the length of the ball or the swing of the ball. And wicket keeper. So Champions Trophy is, of course, one of the very good tournament played by international cricket community. Top 8 teams are here, officials and bowls, and this time still involved, and Warner plays it towards the region, thought about a single, and overthrowing results, and 1 more run to Warner. Not a good Warner defending by. There was a misfielding, and ultimately resulted in overthrow.
Champions Trophy 2017 is brought to you by Sunehri Bank Limited, मेहनत वसूल। कैसे हैं आप? हम सब यहाँ ठीक हैं। मैं जानती हूँ आप परदेश में रहकर इतनी मेहनत सिर्फ अपनी फैमिली के लिए कर रहे हैं, पर आप अपनी सेहत का बिल्कुल भी ख्याल नहीं रख रहे। क्या करें? पता है गुड़िया अटक अटक कर बाप बोलने लगी है। इस बार आपके डिजिटल पैसों के साथ लकी हमें स्मार्टफोन भी मिला। आपको ये मैसेज इसी से व्हाट्सएप किया है।
हम करते हैं आपके अपनों की मेहनत की कदर, इसीलिए अब आपको मिलेगी रकम की वसूली के साथ और भी ज्यादा खुशियाँ। यदि आप घर से मनीग्राम के जरिए भेजी गई रकम सुनहरी बैंक की 285 से ज्यादा ब्रांचेस से वसूल करें और बजरिए कुरानदाजी जीते मोटी बाइक, स्मार्टफोन्स, कैश प्राइजेस और कई शानदार इनामात। मजीद मालूमात के लिए 021-111-766-374। सुनहरी बैंक, रोशन हर कदम। शायद तो आप लागू है।
Progress and Chick Ball is the bowler. This time played past the square leg umpire, and 1 more run to Warner. Warner has started very well, and so has Finch. England, in fact, not fielding very well. Now we're waiting. Chick Ball is the bowler. He's got the ball in his hands. He's got a bit of pace, and he will be bowling to Finch. This time, driven on the outside, ball is going towards the extra cover 3 from mid off course. They picks up the ball and scored. First time Australian side, David Warner, Aaron Finch, Stephen Smith, and Moises Sam Rick, Glenn Maxwell. Trevor said Matthew Wade is the wicketkeeper. Pat Cummins of goes ball and balls in the next stump. This time flicks it towards find that position. 35 to the last. Mitchell Stark, Joy Sheffield, and Sam Barner the next loaded in the side. And Warner is batting on 17 now. England side, Jason Roy, Alex Hales, Joe Holt, John Morgan, Van Stokes, Butler, Moeen Ali, Adil Rashid, PM Blanket. Very, very good for Mark J. Off he goes. And bowls, and this time he drives it well fielded at the cover position. 35 without cross. Bowler couldn't pick up the gap very well. Drove the ball very hard but superbly fielded. But if the net covers, otherwise it could have gone for a boundary. Dharmasena and Gaffney are the umpires in this match. Tiki umpire is Ravi. Match referee Whitecroft and reserve umpire is Erasmus. Next ball played towards mid-wicket. Ball is going towards the boundary. Will it cross it? The fielder is trying to stop it. Over the boundary it goes at 4 runs. 39 without cross.
This ICC Champions Trophy 2017 is brought to you by
Sunehri Bank, Roshan Har Qadam. हम करते हैं आपके अपनों की मेहनत की कदर, इसलिए अब आपको मिलेगी रकम की वसूली के साथ और भी ज्यादा खुशियां। दुनिया भर से मनीग्राम के जरिए भेजी गई रकम सुनहरी बैंक की 285 से ज्यादा ब्रांचेस से वसूल करें और बजरिया कुरानंदाजी जीतें मोटरबाइक, स्मार्टफोन्स, कैश प्राइजेस और कई शानदार इनामात। मजीद मालूमात के लिए 021-111-766-374। सुनहरी बैंक, रोशन हर कदम। शराइत तो आप
So Australia has started very confidently, 39 without loss after 7 overs, 2 extras. Wood is starting his fresh over, 1 more to the total, to a single 40 without cross. Finch and Warner are there in the middle. They have started cautiously, not playing too many strokes, but still they are in the middle and they are involved in a 40 runs partnership in 8th over. Wood goes away and bowls to Warner. Warner this time is going to be called, yes! There is an appeal and Wood gets a wicket, caught behind and Warner goes. Australia 40 for the loss of 1 wicket. Good catch by the wicketkeeper. Ball pitching on the off stump, cutting away, and he went to play on the front foot outside edge. Warner is walking back. Very good wicket taken by Mark Wood. Just pitching on the off stump and cutting away, and outside edge goes to wicketkeeper, and everybody is jubilant. Australia 40 for the loss of 1 wicket.
The Champions Trophy 2017 is brought to you by
Sunehri Bank, Roshan Har Qadam. हम करते हैं आपके अपनों की मेहनत की कदर, इसलिए अब आपको मिलेगी रकम की वसूली के साथ और भी ज्यादा खुशियां। दुनिया भर से मनीग्राम के जरिए भेजी गई रकम सुनहरी बैंक की 285 से ज्यादा ब्रांचेस से वसूल करें और बजरिया कुरानंदाजी जीतें मोटरबाइक, स्मार्टफोन्स, कैश प्राइजेस और कई शानदार इनामात। मजीद मालूमात के लिए 021-111-766-374। सुनहरी बैंक, रोशन हर कदम। शराइत तो आप लागू है। अब जुगाड़ नहीं, वोल्टा चलेगी क्योंकि वोल्टा लाया पाकिस्तान में पहली बार एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी ट्यूबुलर फैक्टर रोशन रखे और साला साल वोल्टा जुगाड़ का तो
This ICC Champions Trophy 2017 is brought to you by
Sunehri Bank, Roshan Har Qadam.
Come back and Stevie Smith is their Australian captain, right-handed batsman, and one of the best playing in contemporary cricket. So many great laurels to his name. His average in one day cricket is 44. Takes guard, and Mark Wood is going to start over the wicket. Once again, a very good delivery. Margaret is enjoying something which he's getting from this wicket and had a big smile at Smith. Went to play and beat outside the off. So Warner out. Warner was caught behind. After bowling up, Markwood pitching on the off stump and he was driving outside edge, but goes to wicket keeper. And there was a bit of jig by Markwood. Off he goes and bowls and once again outside the off stump and Steve Smith leaves it for wicket keeper. The score of French and Smith is without a score. 40 for 1 Australia after put in by the one. Here he comes. Put and bowls at this time. Stevie Smith goes on the front foot and plays it into the point region and takes a single, opens his account. Score is 41 for 1. We are in 8th over. This is the over in which Warner's wicket fell and taken by Markwood. Lovely delivery and he wanted to drive, getting an outside edge straight to the wicket keeper. Wade gleefully accepted that. Backed offside field. 2 slips now. Off he goes. And bowls and this time on the leg stump and Smith flicks it down to long leg. And will it go for 4? Yes, it seems it will go for 4. In fact, outside the leg stump and played it nicely towards long leg. So 4 more runs, 45 for 1 after 8 overs.
This ICC Champions Trophy 2017 is brought to you by Sunehri Bank Limited, मेहनत वसूल। जानते हो बेटा, तुम्हारे अब्बा अक्सर सवारी ना होने की वजह से परेशान रहते थे। फैक्ट्री जाने के लिए रोज 3 बसें बदलनी पड़ती थी, पर तुमसे कभी कुछ कहा नहीं उन्होंने।
आपने मुझे बताया कि नहीं अम्मी, मैं कुछ कोशिश तो करता था।
अरे तुम्हारे अब्बा बता देते तो बताओ ना, कहते मेरे बच्चे पे इतना बोझ ना डाला करो, बट इसमें दिन रात मेहनत करना है। आज बहुत खुश है वैसे, तुम्हारी भेजी हुई रकम के साथ बुलंदाजी में मोटरसाइकिल जो निकल आई है।
हम करते हैं आपके अपनों की मेहनत की मदद, इसलिए अब आपको मिलेगी रकम की वसूली के साथ और भी ज्यादा खुशियाँ। दुनिया भर से मनीग्राम के जरिए भेजी गई रकम सुनहरी बैंक की 285 से ज्यादा ब्रांचेस से वसूल करें और बजरिया बुलंदाजी जीते मोटर बाइक, स्मार्टफोन्स, कैश प्राइजेस और कई शानदार इनामात। मजीद मालूमात करें 02111776744। सुनहरी बैंक, रोशन हर कदम।
First delivery by Jake Paul, ball pitching outside the off stump and Steve Smith in fact didn't play and let the ball hit on the back pad. There was a huge yell by Jake Paul, but umpire Thermos was not impressed. Steve Smith is batting on 1, French is batting on 21 of 20 off he goes and balls and this time on the right stump this one kicked up and he plays it towards short mid wicket and takes a single. Jake Paul is swift over 1 mid. No wicket, 26 mark, 4 overs from mid. 1 wicket. This is the 10th match of the Champions Trophy. Left the ball on the previous delivery and it pitched outside the off stump. Off he goes and bowls and this time after backward plays it beautifully through point and cover. Ball is racing towards the boundary and they fields the ball and sends the return. They'll pick up 3 runs. Score is 49 for the loss of 1 wicket. It was a short mid delivery on the off stump and Smith is so good in playing after backward stroke, picking up the gap. Fetch 24 and goes away. Bowls outside the off stump and this time batsman leaves it for the wicket keeper. The Smith didn't want to play it. Last wicket from Warner, one out. On 21, he's faced the ball on the wicket for 25 balls. Ball goes away Ball footbit delivery this time on the front foot. Even through extra cover. Ball is going towards the boundary and that touches the rope. And 4 more runs to Stephen Smith. What a lovely shot on the front foot. Driven. And that is Australia 50 on the board, 53. The loss of 1 wicket. Smith is very good at driving the ball off. Off he goes, deep ball. And this time, once again, Boris back drive. Fielder at middle of dive, trying to stop the ball. Fence and this time, a lovely shot. And the full wicket ball is not falling into a good tempo. So, 55 for 1. After 9 points.
This Champions Trophy 2017 is brought to you by Room Aksar Ramadan Mubarak.
रमजान एक एक मुस्कुराहट बांटते हुए जिंदगी के रंगों खुल रूह अफ़ज़ा रमजान मुबारक। Placed at number 3 position in Group A. England are right on the top with 4 points. Australia has got 2 points out of the tournament. And there is next over is going to start Wood. Wood had got the wicket for David Paul. 5 from 1. 10th over is right. First delivery, send you off to coming in.
के मुकाबले में कई गुना ज्यादा घर छोटा बड़ा नहीं, घर महफूज होता।
England through, qualifying, 2 wins, 2 good wins as well. And then Bangladesh, look at this, 3 points. Australia lose, Bangladesh go through. Well, you would have thought that at the start of the Champions Trophy. Those 2 games been out of their control because of the weather. Wood's going to continue. 19 bails out from that first delivery. Finch will cover the final leg in place. So when Smith's strike and we try and get because he hits. He's struggling for timing out there, and we've got a shot. You can see that one. If he'd really got hold of it, and that percentage ball would have gone to the boundary. So that's with that sensor. Handle. We're using what next? GoPro on the helmet. Just whack it on the helmet.
GoPro would have been dead on it. It's been a little bit of swing this morning. We can see tournament. We saw Southey get some yesterday. Wood, a little bit of shape, not a huge amount, just enough, really. On the great length. She beat Smith twice in the last over.
Singles keep on strike Now, Smith, 22 innings against England in one day in the Nationals, 150, 100. Brown, the strike rate is not good.
I think Morgan's attacking him. He's got a plan. Square leg back. He's brought himself at a cover into a catching position. Maybe force past him, take a risk, or hit one in the air there. We've got the two slips. He knows he's got to get Smith out. Outstanding batter, very, very consistent. Australia's main performer of late. Take attacking options here. Change up the wood going wide of the crease is more unusual, I perceive, Smith. So this is where they look at technique, they look at how players in a more orthodox fashion. It's gone the second step, and now he comes out. So that catch was an orthodox sort of cover, and now he's got to feel that he can hit in the air there, Steve Smith. Changing things around. The 56. Includes the first power play, so field change straight away. He's got the 4 out. Glorious, really good stroke there from Finch. Is that the got it? Like it's a slotty spell. Oh, balance is good. It's always wonderful to see the ball race past the stump. Missing the bowler. It is. I reckon that's the best. Big pull, handy to drive. All right, we're going to do some more back analysis. Hello, mate. G'day, mate. Obviously, a lot of talk in this game that we play about a perfect technique, the need to have one. I think Steve Smith, what we with him, just an amazing amount of trust in his ability to watch the ball. Doesn't move his feet a great deal. He waits for the ball, lets it come in and under his eyes. He hits it so sweat. So bringing out there, slow momentum
amount of faith in it, and you'll go a long, long way.
Yes. Question for you. You know, a lot of the top bands, Williams, a number of times, Smith. Why do you think they all don't use their feet? Not getting into the surfaces have something to do with it. The new style of technique we see from the likes of Amla.
Best answer that, Smitty, but thanks for that, Amble. Mate, I think it's because they genuinely believe in their technique. There's so many balls, practice facilities. That's actually another great example. Finch is quite similar as well. In fact, he doesn't use his feet a great deal, but he generates so much power because he hits it really late and under his eyes. It's a beautiful shot down ground. I think these guys are trained constantly. Even when you go around the world, the facilities are outstanding. You're constantly able to groove your game. So it's not a matter of just trying to look at the perfect technique. I think guys, these the top of the league, their own game that they've arrived on the scene with. Thanks, Brendan. The funny is happening that well, but probably not the shining and playing without a bit there. That was hard now. Just Finch has got himself 8 strokes down the ground. The best from Plunkett, gone for 11.7.
This guy in the pitch is a total. Let's Google it. Look at his shoulder. Can you believe this?
These teams just 6 runs away.
Let's go.
Stokes into the attack. Such a solid all-rounder.
फिर उसको गाड़ी चला ये पहले पिकिंग बहुत थोड़ी है चलो एक कमेंट्री चला दो मैंने भी check करें
Surveying the field, very aggressive batsman Finch. Very quick 40 runs for the opening partnership. As again comes forward, just knocks it towards onside, taking off a single which wasn't really there, and very quickly sent back. And that would have been Kurgan had continued running for that single. So very quick no from Smith gets back into the crease. Score remains on 70 for 1. 3 dot balls. The very first ball of his fresh over, 3 dot balls.
डॉट बॉल जो है वो जाहिर है कि किसी भी टीम के लिए ऐसे कातिल होते हैं। ये दोनों बैट्समैन कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि जो रन रेट है उसको बढ़ाया जाए। गेंद एक सबसे बाहर जा रही थी तो खेलने की कोशिश की बैट्समैन ने और कामयाबी हुई। गेंद सीधी विकेट कीपर के गर्ज में तो वाइट का एक स्कोर में 71 एक विकेट के नुकसान पर 12 ओवर और 3 गेंदें फेंकी जा चुकी हैं। यहाँ तक इंग्लैंड की बॉलिंग का ताल्लुक है अच्छी लाइन और से अब तक गेंदें अब तक बड़े कामयाब बॉलर रहे हैं इस टूर्नामेंट में। एक मतलब गेंद करेंगे ओवर द विकेट चाहिए गेंद सबसे बाहर जा रही और दिया है पहले दिया बैट्समैन ने बाहर का इशारा बाहर अब देखना होगा। एक रन का इजाफा हो चुका है 72 पर 1 और हम देखें लंकन जो है वो ज्यादातर गेंदें लेग स्टंप को टैग कर रहे हैं और इनकी कोशिश यही है कि डिफेंसिव ज्यादा एक्शन करना है मिडिल ऑर्डर और सबसे बाहर जाती हुई गेंद है और रोका है इन्होंने मुताबिक बाद बैट्समैनों को रन बनाने से। लंकन इस ओवर में जो नेगेटिव ले चुके हैं स्मिथ 10 पर सामना करेंगे गेंद का लेकिन शॉट थे पर लेग स्टंप को अटैक कर रहे ऑन साइड पर खेला बैट्समैन स्मिथ। ग्रुप ए का ये मैच है और दोनों तरह की टीमें हैं। खासतौर पे इंग्लैंड की टीम को एच है वो फाइनल सेमीफाइनल के लिए क्वालिफाई कर चुका है और जो हमारी टीम है उनका ये तासुर है कि जो इंग्लैंड की टीम है वो ग्राम तौर पर स्ट्रोक पर जीतने की पोजीशन में है। पर अल्लाह अभी कुछ भी कहना तो गलत वक्त होगा। थोड़ा शुक्रिया कम करते हैं गेंद और लॉन्ग स्टंप पर इसको बाईदार से थोड़ा हड़बड़ाए स्मिथ गेंद को खेला 13 ओवरों का गेंद मुकम्मल।
This ICC Champions Trophy 2017 is brought to you by
Sunehri Bank, Roshan हर कदम।
हम करते हैं आपके अपनों की मेहनत की कदर इसी के अब आपको मिलेगी रकम की वसूली के साथ और भी ज्यादा खुशियाँ। दुनिया भर से मोतीग्राम के जरिए भेजी गई रकम सुनहरी बैंक की 285 से ज्यादा ब्रांचेस से वसूल करें और बजरिया कुरान गाजी जीते मोटर बाइक स्मार्टफोन्स कैश प्राइजेस और कई शानदार इनामात। मज़ीद मालूमात के लिए 021117374 सुनहरी बैंक रोशन हर कदम। शायद तो आप तक में
So good over Plunkett. Meanwhile, Stokes comes and bowls, Ransom comes forward, Stokes it but straight to the fielder. Let me know. And one leg by with only 2 runs scored in his overs for Plunkett. Expensive in his very first, the second over has been pretty good, accurate. Australia in the 14th over, 72 for 1. Finch on strike, he's on 37 of 38. Smith at the long strike does that is on 10 of 16. As Ben Stokes operating from both the wickets, moves in, bowls to the batsman, goes hooks it through the fielder in the cover position, and the score remains at 72 for 1. First wicket falling on the score was 40. So, and very quickly 40, both the batsmen made that Finch and Warner. Meanwhile, Steve Smith, who's been in tremendous form in all forms of the game, which waits for Stokes. This one coming into the batsman, just defensively pushes on the offside. Once again, a little bit of fumble there by the fielder. It's seen at least 3 to 4 fumbles by the England fielders, and of course, at this stage and a match of this importance, those could be proving very costly at the later stage of the match. 73 for 1.
क्रिकेट में अब काफी टेक्नोलॉजी का दखल हो गया है। हवा में गेंद की रफ्तार क्या थी, ऑफ द विकेट रफ्तार क्या थी, और जब बैट्समैन ने गेंद को ड्राइव किया उस वक्त गेंद की रफ्तार क्या थी। इमीडिएटली ड्राइव करने के बाद तो लगता है कि आइंदा जो आने वाली क्रिकेटर ये जो रफ्तार है ऐसे टेक्निक के एतबार से जुड़ी हुई चीजें ये भी रिकॉर्ड का हिस्सा बन जाएंगी। बड़े से बड़ा छिक्का जल्द इसका भी अंदाजा हो जाता है और जाहिर है कि अब ये टेक्नोलॉजी की सपोर्ट हो चुकी है क्रिकेट खेलना तो खिलाड़ियों ने है और यही इसका चार्म है, यही इसकी दिलकशी है, यही इसकी खूबसूरती है। काफी दिलकश मौसम है यहाँ पर एडमास्टन में। टेम्परेचर काफी नीचे गिरा हुआ है लेकिन बहुत ज्यादा सर्दी नहीं है इंग्लैंड के स्टैंडर्ड से। एक मरतबा फिर ऑस्ट्रेलिया 73 एक विकेट के नुकसान पर गेंद करेंगे। स्टोक्स के ऑफ साइड पर क्रेज किया, स्मिथ ने किसी रन का इजाफा नहीं। स्मिथ 10 रन बैटिंग कर हमला करने के बाद फिंच ने 40 बनाए। फिंच इस वक्त क्या कर रहे हैं ऑस्ट्रेलियन बैटिंग लाइनअप और बड़े अच्छे स्ट्रोक उन्होंने खेले हैं। ऑन साइड पर पॉइंट का बड़ा विड्रॉप है जबकि ऑन साइड ऑफ साइड पर एक फील्डर पहले की पोजीशन पर भी आप कह सकते हैं कि 30 सीज पर गली स्ट्रोक दौड़ते हुए गए ओवर द विकेट गेंद करेंगे। अंपायर के पास से गुजर अच्छे तरीके से पुल कर दिया है एक विकेट की जानिब और एक रन हासिल किया बैट्समैन ने। इसे के हिसाब से अब स्मिथ पहुंच गए हैं 11 पर हो गया है एक विकेट के नुकसान पर। स्मिथ कप्तान हैं स्टीव स्मिथ ऑस्ट्रेलिया के और भारत के कप्तान की हैसियत से जिम्मेदारी है कि ये विकेट तो मौजूद रहे और रन्स भी बनाए और दूसरे खेलने वाले बैट्समैन हैं उनको फैसिलिटेट करें और उनकी हौसला अफजाई करें, उन्हें हलाशेरी दें। ऑस्ट्रेलिया 74 एक विकेट के नुकसान पर 14 ओवर जारी है। इसकी आखिरी गेंद करेंगे स्टोक्स आए ये गेंद शॉट जिसको कट किया थी कल की जानी पे रन का इजाफा होगा। ऑस्ट्रेलिया विकेट के नुकसान पर 14 ओवर का खेल मुकम्मल हो चुका है।
England looking for another breakthrough. Australia, meanwhile, are 75 for 1 after 14 overs, 4 extras in the score of 75. Plunkett's first delivery of his fresh over in cover position, and the batsman once again just walking across for that single. The run running in between the wickets between Finch and Waddle was excellent. Put a lot of pressure on the England fielders, and that also resulted in a number of goof-ups by the England fielders. Sloppy fielding in the end as Plunkett pulling his third over and up for 30. Smith comes forward just defensively, pushes it on the offside straight to the fielder in the cover position. 76 for 1 in the 15th over. Smith on 11. Finch at the non-striker's end is on 40 of 42 deliveries. Liam Plunkett out the way over the wickets. Outside.
Plunkett দ্বিতীয় ওভার শুরু করলেন আনসার অফ ডেলিভারি। ফিঞ্চ অবশ্য কাভার অঞ্চলে ঠেলে দিয়েছেন একটি রান, সহজ রান পেয়ে যাচ্ছেন ফিঞ্চ।
Side because of that injury to Hooks. Remember the very first match? He was, I think, hardly bowled an over or so, and he had a side strain, and that was the end of Hooks' Champions Trophy. Plunkett was the replacement, and the way he goes over the wicket goes for that. He's all coming into Smith there defensively, pushes it down the back, the bowler picks it up, starts walking back to the top of the ball is up. Just a single conceded so far.
एंड्रिक्स हेड और मैक्सवेल बैटिंग करने भी आएंगे चौथे 5 काफी लंबी बैटिंग लाइनअप है और जाहिर है कि ये हार्ड हिटिंग भी कर सकते हैं डेथ ओवर्स में बैट्समैन किसी रन का इजाफा नहीं। ऑस्ट्रेलिया 76 एक विकेट के नुकसान पर 14 ओवर और 5 गेंदें फेंकी जा चुकी है। स्मिथ 11 पर फिंच ने 40 रन बनाए हैं। ऑस्ट्रेलिया की और काफी तेज से रन बनाए हैं। कुबे का ये मैच आज पाकिस्तान में खेला जा रहा है। ऑस्ट्रेलिया की ये मैच अगर वो ये मैच हारते हैं तो टूर्नामेंट से बाहर हो जाएंगे। सेमीफाइनल के क्वालिफाई कर चुका है इनके टूर्नामेंट से बाहर होने के नतीजे में बांग्लादेश की टीम सेमीफाइनल के क्वालीफाई करेगी। ओवर पिच गेंद को ऑफसाइड पर खेले बैट्समैन गेंद गई 3 पॉइंट यानी डबल विकेट किया, इसी रन का इजाफा नहीं तो इस तरह 15 ओवरों का खेल मुकम्मल हुआ 76 पे 1।
ICC Champions Trophy 2017 is brought to you by Sunehri Bank Limited, Mehmet Masood। जानते हो बेटा, तुम्हारे अब्बा अक्सर सवारी ना होने की वजह से परेशान रहते थे। फैक्ट्री जाने के लिए रोज 3-3 बसें बदलनी पड़ती थी, पर तुमसे कभी कुछ कहा नहीं।
आपने मुझे बताया कि नहीं, मैं कुछ कोशिश तो करता।
अरे तुम्हारे अब्बा बताने दे तो बताऊं ना। कहते हैं मेरे बच्चे पे इतना बोझ ना डाला करो, पर देश में दिन रात मेहनत करता है। आज बहुत खुश है वैसे तुम्हारी भेजी हुई रकम के साथ कुलांदाजी में मोटरसाइकिल जो निकल आई है।
हम कहते हैं आपके अपनों की पे ये अब आपको मिलेगी रकम की वसूली के साथ और भी ज्यादा धन। वैसे मनीग्राम के जरिए भेजी गई रकम सुनहरी बैंक की 250 ब्रांच से वसूल करें और बजरिया पर स्मार्टफोन, कैश प्राइजेस और कई मज़ीद मालूमात के लिए 07634 मनी बैंक, रोशन हर कदम। चला तो आप इतना हुआ
Looks to continue this one bit short, pulled towards the square leg region. There's no fielder there. The ball one very easily picked up 4. Good delivery by Stokes. Bowling his third over was pretty that he bowled, and once again we've seen throughout this particular tournament so far that balls a bit short, and obviously with either by the bowler or in the pitch, the batsman find it easy to pull those deliveries towards the mid-wicket or square leg and picking up boundaries. Over the wickets, outside the off-stump, cuts well. That's going to be another 4. It's by 4-1, pitching it short, pulled towards the square leg for a boundary, and the last one, once again, pitching it short with quick before it to the batsman who cuts and cuts well, picks up his second consecutive 4. So very expensive so far, 2 deliveries. Both of them dispatched to the boundary. Finch, the aggressive of the two, with the little subdued. As Brooks turns around, runs away. He's operating from over the wickets to the batsman who comes forward and steers it towards the third man region. The fielder from the deep comes in, picks it up. In the meantime, the batsman has picked up a single. That single now takes Australia 85 for 1 in the 16th over. Finch on to 49. Smith is on 11.
रफाकत जारी है। जब पहली विकेट की तो स्कोर इस वक्त 40 था, इस तरह 45 रन बन चुके हैं। इससे दूसरी विकेट की पार्टनरशिप में जो कि बड़े तरीके से जारी है। फ्रेंच को 50 पर, स्मिथ 11 पर ऑर्डर शुरू किया स्टोक्स ने, और दूसरी तरफ तैयार है इनका सामना करने के लिए। स्मिथ ओवर द विकेट आए, ओवर पिच को डाल के को लगे ने 4 रन के लिए। अब करीब रात ये बटल पूरा हाथ डाल दे, लेकिन उनके क्लब के करीब से होती है सीधी की करने का उसमें गई और सीधी थर्ड मैन बाउंड्री के बाहर गई। तो इसलिए ये इंतहाई शानदार इस लिहाज से कि दानिश तक ये स्ट्रोक खेला था। अगर दोबारा देखें तो बल्ले को तिरछा किया था, दानिश तक ये स्ट्रोक खेला था बिल्कुल महफूज सा, घुटने तक हवा पे गई। वैसे तो इस तरह ये तीसरा चौका है जो कि शोर में लगा है, और स्मिथ बड़े अच्छे टीम से बैटिंग करते हुए रन में दावा करते हैं। उसके हैं 15 रन पर, एक विकेट के नुकसान पर स्टोक्स आए। ये गेंद शॉट इसको ऑन साइड पे खेल कर एक मुकम्मल किया है बैट्समैन ने दूसरा बनाने की पिछले गेंद थोड़ा फील्ड किया और जब एक रन का इजाफा हुआ इस तरह 90 हो गया है। अब स्कोर ऑस्ट्रेलिया का एक विकेट के नुकसान पर। ये है 50 रन की पार्टनरशिप जो कि 52 गेंदों में बनी। 16 रन बनाए इसमें बैट्समैन स्मिथ ने और 32 रन बनाए बैट्समैन फिंच ने। तो बड़ी अच्छी कारकर्दगी इन दोनों बैट्समैनों की रही है। रन की रफ्तार को बरकरार रखा और विकेट भी नहीं खोई। 90 पर 1 है ऑस्ट्रेलिया। 15 ओवर और 5 गेंदें फेंकी जा चुकी हैं। स्टोक्स ओवर काफी महंगा रहा है और गेंदों पर अब तक 3 चौके लग चुके हैं, लेकिन कौन साइड पर प्लेस किया गेंद गई जाने किसी रन का इजाफा नहीं। तो अब 90 रन हो गए हैं और 16 ओवरों का खेल मुकम्मल हो चुका है।
This ICC Champions Trophy 2017 is brought to you by Rue Afza Ramadan Mubarak।
इस रमजान हमदर्द बन जाए, एक एक मुस्कुराहट बांटते हुए
and one a streaky edge by Steve Smith. Smith's not been watching him play. I mentioned earlier on, he's very subdued. Obviously, he's had some tremendous knocks today so far. Not the Smith that one has been used to watching playing against opposition. He's on 65. Finch is on 49 or 46. Plunkett now bowling his wickets. This time ball coming into the batsman defensively. Smith will move across the start to push it on the onside. So a little confusing as the way Smith is batting at the moment. However, Finch on the other hand is making up for that slower stroke play by Smith. He's on 49 of 46. Australia 90. 50 on partnership, and that of course will depend on how big a partnership these two manage to put on for Australia. Will put pressure on England. This time in front of the stumps, tucks it towards the mid-wicket region. The fielder moves in, so that will mean that will come single. That single makes Australia on to 91 for 1. The 17th over in progress. Plunkett operating from both wickets. Finch, the more aggressive of the two. He's now on strike. He's on 49. One shy of a 50. As the way goes, the bowler goes to Finch, comes forward and turns it towards the mid-wicket region. The fielder's very deep. And the batsman once again. This walk across for a single. That is the 50 for Finch. A well played 50 of 47 deliveries. And that 50 takes Australia to 92 for 1, scoring at 5.59 runs per over after 16.3 deliveries.
Around 47 गेंदों का सामना किया, 7 पे लगाए, शानदार स्ट्राइक एक है 106 टारगेट 4 बैट से तो क्या हो सकता है शॉर्ट बॉल पे और बड़ी टीम के सामने करेंगे टीम का पता है इसके ऑन साइड ट्राई क्या गेंद की टॉप पर जाकर देखो फिर क्या क्या ये बात है कि नुकसान पर आज टॉस की तरह मौका नहीं और ऑस्ट्रेलिया के कप्तान स्टीव स्मिथ को पहले बैटिंग करने के लिए कहा और ऑस्ट्रेलिया की तरफ से बॉल में और फिश को बैटिंग किया है और 40 को और लगभग फुल के लिए तो मतलब है आउट हुए उन्होंने 21 रन बनाए टीवी का विशेष सही वक्त रही इस दौरान मैंने दौड़ना शुरू किया वो मतलब कि इसको दिवाली के अंदाज से ऑफ साइड पर गेम लेकर भी जाने पर सीधे है ताकि स्मिथ सफर पर है
एरन फिंच की 50 हो चुकी है जबकि स्मिथ 17 पे खेल रहे हैं और अभी स्कोर हो चुका है 92 और 1 विकेट के नुकसान पे। प्लंकेट बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं और ये अपनी 5वीं बॉल फेंकने के लिए जा रहे हैं और ये स्मिथ ने स्टॉप किया, कोई रन नहीं बन सका। अभी प्लंकेट अपनी लास्ट बॉल करने आएंगे। प्लंकेट ने अपनी लास्ट बॉल की और स्मिथ ने लेग साइड की तरफ एक सिंगल निकाली और इस तरह ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो गया 18 और फिंच है और इस तरह ये भी ओवर कंप्लीट हुआ। 6 ओवर कंप्लीट हो चुके हैं। सिक्स कंप्लीट हो चुके हैं। 5.52 का करंट रन रेट चल रहा है और जिस तरह स्मिथ खेल रहे हैं कोई इतनी सस्पिशियस सी शॉट्स खेल रहे हैं, इनके आउट होने के बहुत ज़्यादा खतरा चल रहे हैं और जबकि आप अगर एरन फिंच को देखें तो वो बहुत ही उम्दा शॉटें लगा रहे हैं। उनका अभी स्कोर हो चुका है 47 बॉल्स पे। उन्होंने 4 चौके लगाए हैं, 7 चौके लगाए हैं और एक भी छक्का नहीं लगाया, जबकि स्मिथ ने सिर्फ 2 चौके लगाए हैं। अगर इस टाइम पर देखा जाए तो इनका प्रोजेक्टेड स्कोर बन रहा है 276। अब देखते हैं कौन नया ओवर करवाने आएगा। प्लंकेट अपना ओवर कंप्लीट कर चुके हैं और ऑस्ट्रेलिया 93/1 चल रहा है। अब देखना ये होगा कि क्या ऑस्ट्रेलिया ये मैच जीत पाता है कि नहीं। अगर तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया जीतता है तो फिर ऑस्ट्रेलिया डायरेक्ट सेमीफाइनल में चला जाएगा और बांग्लादेश की छुट्टी हो जाएगी। और अगर ऑस्ट्रेलिया हारता है तो बांग्लादेश भी सेमीफाइनल में चला जाएगा। अगर हम कल के मैच को देखें तो बांग्लादेश ने बहुत ही उम्दा मैच जीता है। हाँ जी, तो अभी ये स्कोर कार्ड है हमारे सामने। इसमें वार्नर ने 21 बनाए 25 बॉल्स पे और ये आउट हो गए हैं। और फिंच ने अपनी ज़बरदस्त 50 बनाई है, 7 चौके मारे हैं। बॉल ने 5 ओवर करवाए हैं और उनकी इकॉनमी 7 चल रही है, जबकि वुड ने 1 विकेट ली है और 20 रन दिए हैं और 5 ओवर उन्होंने करवाए हैं। जबकि प्लंकेट ने 4 ओवर्स करवाए हैं, 16 रन दिए हैं और कोई विकेट नहीं ले पाए और 4 की इकॉनमी चल रही है इनकी। और अगर आप स्टोक्स को देखें तो उन्होंने 3 ओवर्स करवाए हैं और अभी ये नया ओवर करवाने के लिए वुड आए हैं मेरे ख्याल से। और ये विकेट गिर गई, तो सॉरी, ये तो डेविड वार्नर की विकेट थी। ये तो हाइलाइट्स चल रही हैं कि डेविड वार्नर कैसे आउट हुए थे। इनको वुड ने आउट किया, एज हुआ था। टी ब्रेक के बाद दोबारा दोनों टीमें आमने सामने हुई हैं और अभी मैच शुरू होने जा रहा है थोड़ी ही देर में। और अगर अभी अब स्कोर प्रिडिक्टर जो है वो प्रिडिक्ट कर रहा है कि अगर यही रन रेट रहा तो 301 रन बना पाएंगे ऑस्ट्रेलिया। देखना ये होगा। राशिद लतीफ़ आए हैं बॉलिंग करने के लिए। ये अपना पहला ओवर करवाएंगे। ये लेग स्पिनर है और इनकी इकॉनमी है 5.65। 48 मैचेस में इन्होंने 65 विकेट्स ले रखी हैं और बेस्ट है इनका 527, जो कि काफ़ी बेहतर है। लेकिन ये कोई इतने क्लास के लेग स्पिनर तो नहीं है, लेकिन फिर भी देखते हैं कि ये क्या कर पाते हैं इंग्लैंड के लिए। क्या ये विकेट ले पाएंगे, क्या ये स्मिथ को आउट कर पाएंगे, क्या ये फिंच को आउट कर पाएंगे। अब देखना ये होगा कि क्या होता है। इंग्लैंड के कप्तान अपनी फील्डिंग सेट कर रहे हैं, ऑयन मॉर्गन। राशिद लतीफ़ ओवर करवाने के लिए आ चुके हैं और 17 ओवर हो चुके हैं। 93 एक विकेट के नुकसान पर स्कोर है ऑस्ट्रेलिया का। और ये पहली बॉल की इन्होंने और ये मिस, बीट कर दिया इन्होंने स्मिथ को। स्मिथ स्ट्राइक पे हैं। और ये दूसरी बॉल की इन्होंने अपनी, स्मिथ ने कट किया मगर कोई रन ना बना सके। जी ये इन्होंने अपनी तीसरी बॉल की और स्मिथ की बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त शॉट स्ट्रेट की तरफ, और ये इन्होंने रोक लिया, चौका तो नहीं होने दिया मगर स्मिथ सिंगल निकालने में डबल निकालने में कामयाब हुए। और इस तरह ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो गया 95। और ये राशिद लतीफ़ अपनी चौथी बॉल करवाने के लिए आ रहे हैं और ये इन्होंने अपनी बॉल की और ये फिंच ने लेग साइड की तरफ खेला और सिंगल निकाली। अब फिंच स्ट्राइक पे हैं। राशिद लतीफ़ अपनी 5वीं गेंद करने जा रहे हैं। और ये इन्होंने अपनी 5वीं गेंद की और ये फिंच ने लेग साइड पे खेला और सिंगल निकाल ली। और इस तरह अभी स्मिथ स्ट्राइक पे आ चुके हैं और राशिद लतीफ़ अपनी लास्ट बॉल करेंगे। ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो चुका है 97 विद द लॉस ऑफ 1 विकेट एंड 18th ओवर चल रहा है और करंट रन रेट चल रहा है 5.44। राशिद लतीफ़ अपनी लास्ट बॉल करने जा रहे हैं और ये इन्होंने अपनी लास्ट बॉल की और स्मिथ ने लेग साइड की तरफ खेला और ये एक सिंगल निकल गई। और इस तरह 18 ओवर कंप्लीट हुए और ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर चल रहा है 98/1। करंट रन रेट चल रहा है 5.44। ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो चुका है 95 एक विकेट के नुकसान पे। 18 ओवर हो चुके हैं, 98 बल्कि स्कोर हो चुका है 18 ओवर के नुकसान पर। 5.44 इनके करंट रन रेट चल रहा है। प्लंकेट आए हैं अपनी बॉल करने के लिए और ये इन्होंने फुल टॉस फेंकी और स्मिथ ने सिंगल निकालने में कामयाब हुआ। प्लंकेट अपना 5वां ओवर करवा रहे हैं और ये 9 बॉल दे दी गई और अभी फ्री हिट होगी और स्मिथ स्ट्राइक पे हैं। देखना ये होगा कि क्या ये 6 लगा पाएंगे। और ये 9 बॉल हुई क्योंकि इन्होंने फुल टॉस बहुत ज़्यादा ऊंची दे दी थी, इसकी हाइट बहुत ज़्यादा थी जिसकी वजह से ये 9 बॉल हो गई। तो अब देखते हैं कि फ्री हिट पे स्मिथ क्या कर पाएंगे। जी हाँ, ये प्लंकेट अपनी बॉल करवाने के लिए आए। स्मिथ ने शॉट लगाई मगर सिंगल निकाल सके, सिर्फ कोई अच्छी शॉट खेल सके। प्लंकेट ने बहुत अच्छा बीट किया इनको। 40 किलोमीटर पर आवर पे इन्होंने बॉल फेंकी। ये शॉर्ट बॉल थी जो कि स्मिथ खेलने में नाकाम रहे, सिंगल निकाल सके। ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो चुका है 2 एक विकेट के नुकसान पर और ये प्लंकेट ने अपनी तीसरी बॉल की और डाली और ये डबल के लिए भाग रहे हैं और ये डबल हिट हो निकालने में कामयाब हुए। ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर चल रहा है 104 एक विकेट के नुकसान पर और करंट रन रेट है 5.67। 19वां ओवर चल रहा है। ये फिंच स्ट्राइक पे हैं, प्लंकेट बॉलिंग करने के लिए आ रहे हैं और प्लंकेट जी अपना 5वां ओवर करवा रहे हैं और ये प्लंकेट ने अपने बॉल की और फिंच ने लेग साइड पे खेला और एक सिंगल निकालने में कामयाब हुए। प्लंकेट बहुत ही उम्दा बॉलिंग करते हुए और ये अपनी चौथी बॉल फेंकने जा रहे हैं और ये इन्होंने बॉल की और स्मिथ ने स्ट्रेट की तरफ खेला और ये बॉल बाउंड्री लाइन को क्रॉस कर गई और 4 रन मिलेंगे इनको। 19वां ओवर चल रहा है और ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो चुका है 109 एक विकेट के नुकसान पे। बहुत ही और ये प्लंकेट की और ने लेग साइड पे खेला और सिंगल निकालने में काम और इस तरह अभी ये प्लंकेट ने अपनी 5 बॉलें करवा चुके हैं और ये अभी अपनी लास्ट बॉल करवाएंगे। फिंच स्ट्राइक पे है। ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो चुका है 110 एक विकेट के नुकसान पर। 19वां ओवर चल रहा है। करंट रन रेट चल रहा है 5.84। प्लंकेट ने अपनी लास्ट बॉल की, फिंच ने ऑफ साइड पे खेला और सिंगल निकालने में कामयाब हुए और इस तरह प्लंकेट का ओवर कंप्लीट हुआ। अब देखते हैं कि नया ओवर करवाने के लिए आयन मॉर्गन किसको भेजते हैं। इंग्लैंड को इधर नहायत ही शदीद विकेट की ज़रूरत है। अगर इंग्लैंड इधर विकेटें लेने में कामयाब नहीं होता तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया के जीतने के चांसेस बहुत ज़्यादा बन जाएंगे। ऑस्ट्रेलिया बहुत ज़्यादा बड़ा टारगेट देने में कामयाब हो जाएगा और देखना ये है कि क्या ऑस्ट्रेलिया इनको 300 अबव टारगेट दे पाता है। उन्नीस ओवर कंप्लीट हो चुके हैं। ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर है 111 एक विकेट के नुकसान पे और ये राशिद लतीफ़ आए अपनी बॉल करने और फिंच ने ऑफ साइड की तरफ खेला और सिंगल निकालने में कामयाब हुए। स्मिथ स्ट्राइक पे हैं और स्मिथ ने ये लेग साइड पे खेला और सिंगल निकालने में कामयाब हुए। राशिद लतीफ़ जो कि अपना दूसरा ओवर करवा रहे हैं, 7 रन दिए हैं, 2 ओवर्स करवा चुके हैं ये और अब ये अपने दूसरे ओवर की तीसरी बॉल करवाने जा रहे हैं। फिंच स्ट्राइक पे हैं और फिंच का स्कोर हो चुका है 55 बॉलों पे और ये फिंच को बीट किया। राशिद लतीफ़ ने बॉल पैड पे लगी मगर बॉल लेग साइड की तरफ जा रही थी इसलिए उन्होंने अपील नहीं की। बहुत ही उम्दा बॉल की इन्होंने जी। फिंच स्ट्राइक पे लतीफ़ ने अपनी बॉल की और इस तरह अब इन्होंने बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त अपील, पैड पे बॉल लगी और देखना ये होगा कि क्या ये रिव्यू लेंगे या नहीं। आयन मॉर्गन देख रहे हैं कि क्या हमें रिव्यू लेना चाहिए या नहीं और अगर देखा जाए तो ये बॉल बहुत ही स्ट्रेट जा रही थी, ये आउट था अगर देखा जाए तो। अब देखना ये होगा क्या ये रिव्यू लेंगे कि नहीं। नहीं, उन्होंने रिव्यू किया और ये बॉल जो है ये बैट को मिस करके सीधी पैड पे लगी। बल्कि ये बहुत ही थिन सा एज हुआ था। ये रिव्यू में देखा गया कि एज हुआ था छोटा सा, शायद इसीलिए नहीं ली इन्होंने, रिव्यू नहीं लिया। और रशीद लतीफ़ ने अपनी बहुत ही अच्छी बॉल की और फिंच को गिरा दिया इन्होंने। फिंच के लेग टांग पे जाके बॉल लगी और ये गिरा दिया इन्होंने। और ये फिर राशिद लतीफ़ ने अगली बॉल की और पिंच सिंगल निकालने में कामयाब हुए और राशिद लतीफ़ का ओवर कंप्लीट हुआ। राशिद लतीफ़ ने बहुत ही उम्दा बॉलिंग की इस ओवर में। अब अगर देखा जाए तो इनकी बॉल अब स्पिन भी हो रही है। जी स्टोक्स आए हैं अपना नया ओवर करने के लिए। फिंच स्ट्राइक पे हैं। फिंच 57 पे खेल रहे हैं, जबकि ये स्कोर उन्होंने 56 बॉलों पे किया है, जबकि स्मिथ 31 स्कोर कर चुके हैं 40 बॉलों पे। और ये हमें दोबारा रिव्यू दिखाया जा रहा है। देखने में ये आ रहा है कि पहले बॉल ने पैड को टच किया और फिर बैट से एज हुआ। बहुत ही अफसोस की बात है कि इन्होंने रिव्यू नहीं लिया। हालांकि अगर ये रिव्यू लेते तो शायद वो आउट हो जाते। जी हाँ, अभी थर्ड अंपायर ने दोबारा उसको रिव्यू करके देखा तो वो आउट थे। जैसा कि मैंने पहले भी आपको कहा कि वो आउट थे, ये इन्होंने रिव्यू ना लेके बहुत बड़ी गलती की। और ये स्टोक्स ने अपनी सेकंड बॉल की और बीट हुए स्मिथ। बॉल की इन्होंने बहुत ही उम्दा बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं स्टोक्स। और राशिद लतीफ़ पछता रहे हैं कि उन्होंने रिव्यू क्यों नहीं लिया। ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो चुका है 115 एक विकेट के नुकसान पे। और ये स्टोक्स अपनी तीसरी बॉल करवाने के लिए आए। स्मिथ ने ऑफ साइड पे खेला और ये बहुत ही उम्दा शॉट और ये बाउंड्री लाइन को क्रॉस कर गई और इनको 4 रन मिलेंगे। स्टोक ने थ्रो बॉल की और स्मिथ ने बहुत ही उम्दा शॉट लगाई ऑफ साइड की तरफ। और इस तरह ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो चुका है 119 एक विकेट के नुकसान पर। और ये 21 ओवर चल रहा है और ये बहुत ही उम्दा बॉल स्टोक्स की जानब से और स्मिथ बीट हुए। जी स्टोक्स अभी अपनी 5वीं बॉल करेंगे और स्टोक्स ने चौथा ओवर करवा रहे हैं और 25 रन दिए हैं अभी तक। स्मिथ स्ट्राइक पे है और ये स्मिथ ने बॉल को स्टॉप किया। इसलिए ये स्टॉप कर रहे हैं बॉल को क्योंकि स्टोक्स की बॉल थोड़ी सी सीम स्विंग हो रही है, इनसाइड स्विंग हो रही है और ये राउंड द विकेट बॉल कर रहे हैं। जबकि स्मिथ स्ट्राइक पे हैं। स्मिथ का स्कोर हो चुका है 35-44 बॉल्स पे, जबकि फिंच का स्कोर है 58-57 बॉल्स पे। और ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर है 119 एक विकेट के नुकसान पे। और ये स्टोक्स ने अपनी लास्ट बॉल की और ये बहुत ही उम्दा बॉल और स्मिथ बीट हुए और इस तरह 21वां ओवर कंप्लीट हुआ और ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर है 120। ये वाइड दे दी गई, जी हाँ ये वाइड हो गई, स्टोक्स की बॉल वाइड होगी और ये स्टोक्स अभी ये बॉल दोबारा करवाएंगे और इस तरह इनका स्कोर में भी एक इंक्रीमेंट हो गया। स्टोक्स सरप्राइज्ड हैं कि ये वाइड कैसे दे दी गई। ये स्टोक्स ने अपनी दोबारा अपनी लास्ट बॉल की और अब बहुत ही उम्दा बॉल थी जबकि स्मिथ सिंगल निकालने में कामयाब हुए और अभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो चुका है 121 एक विकेट के नुकसान पे। इंग्लैंड जो है ऑस्ट्रेलियन बैटिंग को ब्रेक करने में नाकाम होता जा रहा है और अगर अभी ऑस्ट्रेलिया को ना रोका गया तो ये बहुत बड़ा भूत बन के सवार हो सकते हैं इंग्लैंड पे। और बल्कि इंग्लैंड पे तो नहीं भूत सवार होंगे, भूत तो सवार होंगे बांग्लादेश पे जो तो अभी ये राशिद लतीफ दोबारा है अपनी बॉल करने और स्मिथ स्ट्राइक पे हैं और ये स्मिथ ने लेग साइड की तरफ खेला और सिंगल निकालने में कामयाब हुए। अभी एरन फिंच स्ट्राइक पे हैं और देखना ये होगा कि एरन फिंच राशिद लतीफ के खिलाफ खेल पाएंगे कि नहीं, जबकि पहले ओवर में राशिद लतीफ ने इनको बहुत ही बुरी तरह बीट किया और आउट भी हो चुके थे लेकिन रिव्यू ना लेने की वजह से ये आउट ना कर पाए। और ये फिंच ने लेग साइड की तरफ खेला और डबल निकालने में कामयाब हो गए, फिर डबल निकाल ली, फिर स्ट्राइक पे आ गए। अब देखते हैं क्या होता है राशिद लतीफ वर्सेस एरन फिंच। ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो चुका है 124 एक विकेट के नुकसान पर। 22वां ओवर चल रहा है जबकि करंट रन रेट 5.01 चल रहा है और ये राशिद लतीफ ने अपनी बॉल की और दोबारा एरन फिंच बीट हुए। उन्होंने अपील की लेकिन ये बॉल डाउन द लेग साइड जा रही थी और इस तरह फिर ये रिव्यू नहीं ले पाए। लेकिन अगर देखा जाए तो एरन फिंच राशिद लतीफ के खिलाफ स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं। बहुत ही उम्दा बॉल थी और बुरी तरह से बीट हुए एरन फिंच को देखा जाए तो ये स्पिन के इतने अच्छे स्ट्राइकर नहीं है और ये एरन फिंच ने बहुत ही उम्दा शॉट लगाई लेग साइड की तरफ और डबल निकालने में कामयाब हुए। ये राशिद लतीफ ने अपनी बॉल की और एरन फिंच ने ऑफ साइड की तरफ खेला और सिंगल निकालने में हुए। फिंच वर्सेस स्पिन इनकी एवरेज है 11 पॉइंट, रेट है 73.50। स्मिथ स्ट्राइक पे हैं और राशिद लतीफ अपनी लास्ट बॉल करवाने जा रहे हैं और ये इन्होंने अपनी लास्ट बॉल की और स्मिथ ने ऑफ साइड की तरफ खेला और सिंगल निकालने में कामयाब हुए। इस तरह राशिद लतीफ का ओवर खत्म हुआ और ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो चुका है 128 एक विकेट के नुकसान पे। राशिद लतीफ़ ने बहुत ही उम्दा ओवर करवाया और अब भी देखना होगा कि कौन नया ओवर करवाने आएंगे। ऑस्ट्रेलिया का स्कोर हो चुका है 128 एक विकेट के नुकसान पे। पार्टनरशिप हो चुकी है और ये नियरली 100 की पार्टनरशिप हो चुकी है इन दोनों के दरमियान। अगर ये पार्टनरशिप ब्रेक ना की गई तो ये इंग्लैंड के लिए बहुत बड़ा खतरा बन जाएगी।
स्टोक बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं, अब तक 34 रन दे चुके हैं 4 ओवर 3 गेंदों में 4 गेंदों में और ये 5 बॉल की तो इस तरह 4 ओवर और 3 गेंदें हुई हैं। बेन स्टोक के ग्रुप ए का ये मैच आज बास्टन में खेला जा रहा है।
I don't think any miracle can save New Zealand now.
शॉट गेंद इसको ऑन साइड पर फेस किया और एक रन हासिल किया बैट्समैन ने। एक रन के इजाफे से अब स्कोर बढ़ता हुआ 136 हो गया है एक विकेट के नुकसान पर। स्मिथ 40 पर, फिंच 68 पर। जहां तक ग्रुप ए का ताल्लुक है न्यूजीलैंड की टीम ने अभी तक 1 पॉइंट हासिल किया है। 4 इंग्लैंड, बांग्लादेश, 3 ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने 2 पॉइंट हासिल किए हैं। इस तरह ये तीनों टीमें ऊपर हैं 4 पॉइंट हासिल करके। इंग्लैंड पहले क्वालीफाई कर चुका है। ऊंचा शॉट आउट काफी देर तक आवाज रही है और फील्डर की कोशिश और बहुत शानदार कैच, बहुत ही अच्छा कैच और एक पिच ने
Whenever Stokes delivered the ball within stumps, he got the bat and there is a wicket for him. The off-stump batsman wanted to eat it to the over 2 fielders, but really covered. What a good catch. His face was on the other side and finally he was embracing the fielder who was caught the ball and was Morgan himself, the captain. So lovely catch by Morgan and the Finch away.
Finch आउट हो चुके हैं 68 रन की खेलने के बाद और अब क्या होगा, थोड़ा सा प्रेशर कहना होगा ऑस्ट्रेलिया पर आया।
Champions Trophy 2017 is brought to you by Sunehri Bank Limited, मेहनत वसूल। जानते हो बेटा, तुम्हारे अम्मा अक्सर सवारी ना होने की वजह से परेशान रहते थे। के लिए रोज बदलनी पड़ती थी, पर तुमसे कभी कुछ कहा नहीं हो रहा।
आपसे मुझे बताया कि नहीं, मैं कुछ कोशिश तो करता।
अरे तुम्हारे अब्बा बताने से तो बताओ ना। कहते हैं मेरे बच्चे पे इतना बोझ ना डाला करो, बट रात मेहनत करता है। आज बहुत खुश है वैसे। तुम्हारी भेजी हुई रकम के साथ बुलंदाजी में मोटरसाइकिल जो निकल आई है।
भैया जिम्मेदारी इसलिए आपको मिलेगी। सभी जाति और वजरिया
I was wondering 136 for 2. Morgan to come back and turn around and against the flight of the ball. You can see when a player smiles like that afterwards, there's a fair bit of relief that he hung onto it. Right, Rashid, will he start with the Robin to Enriques? No easy singles in that ring is important. You've been under a few of these, Brendan?
Oh, it's terrible. Absolutely horrible. You lose your bearings as you have to turn around. It's up over your shoulder. You see the delight on Morgan's face as well. Oh! This is a really interesting stage of the game. England, they need their wicket desperately. Now they can go on the attack for a couple of overs, attack the new batsman on Reeks. Hasn't had a lot of batting in this tournament so far either.
Yeah. He's only faced 14 balls against New Zealand. There's been a bit of pressure on him. He's made 11 one-day games and only averages 8 with the bat. I'm very surprised he's batting number 4. He's more or less a number 7 type player. Been elevating the order. No easy runs here. He's faced 4 deliveries, not off the mark. Rashid's in a bit of form. Morgan's got a slip in now as well for Rashid, which I like. I wouldn't mind seeing a back pad in there for that Roman too. Easy singles is good from England.
Yeah, I think he's got a slip in place for the ball that turns away. The normal leg spin, but he's also got cover in at mid-wicket for what to me says his motor dismiss we're looking at is the Roman, but he's got a little bit of a reverse Malachi.
Like it. There it is. That was the Roman too. Just up a bit wide. Rashid not happy. Good over though. It's made 136 for 2. To Australia. Not relying on Steve Smith here because the rest of the batting order for Australia hasn't faced the ball in this tournament. As you've probably heard us say, or if you're just joining us, that Australia's first 2 games were both washed out. So the rest of that batting order of Australia, Head, Maxwell, Wade, who are all dangerous. Even Cummins at number 8 and Stark at number 9 are dangerous too. Haven't faced a delivery in the tournament. So it's a bit of pressure on Steve Smith. Rodriguez has faced 7 deliveries and still can't get that single. It's important when you lose a wicket to still try and rotate that strike and give the in-batsman like Smith as much strike as you possibly can. Otherwise the scoreboard goes nowhere. And there's those, as we're just talking about, Travis Head at 5, Maxwell at 6, and batsman keeper Matthew Wade at number 7. All dangerous, but haven't faced the ball in this tournament. Shot. That's a nice shot. That'll give Mo Sonreeks a bit of confidence.
Yeah, he had to endure what was an excellent over from Rashid at the other end. He's been patient here. A little bit of width, not too much, but it's just an excellent create shot. Climbed onto the front foot, picked the gap beautifully. I think this is a good surface. If Mo Sonreeks gives himself a bit of time, and his power game that he has later on as well.
Short one. Good shot. He smoked that. That's an excellent shot. He's pretty good on the short ball, Mo Sonreeks. Back-to-back boundaries.
The That's enough the ball for me, Warnie. It's neither short nor full. To me, he's got a slipper in place. He's got more of an offside feel. And yet he's gone rib cage, but too far on the leg side. It's just a freebie, really, at this stage of the innings.
Might have been worth Moen Ali for a try. This is Stokes' sixth over. You saw there's a little bit of spin out in this surface. It looked a good pitch this morning. It was a fresh one, wasn't it? It looked like it was a 300 type score, I reckon.
I'd like to see Mark Wood. I think he's the most dangerous of the England bowlers. And to me at this stage, as we've discussed, not a lot of batting for the lower order of the Australian lineup. So wickets now are so crucial. So to me, I'd love to see their biggest strike weapon, Mark Wood, come on just for 2 overs. Bowl 5, give him 2 overs, try and take another wicket.
Good shout. Oh, that's another wide. This might have been the extra over where they just said, oh, can we get one more out of Stokes after 5 pretty good overs. Same as gone the journey. Pretty confident. 11 so far off this over. Got 1 ball to go. There's a good shout, Mark. With a bit of pace, and then Rashid at one end as well. Pace and quality spin is never the easiest to start against. Oh, good finish. 147 for 2. Some pressure still on Moses on Reeks with the slip and Rashid. Oh, there's the wrong one again. We saw the last ball of last over a wrong one. Now the wrong one again just to create some doubt. He's got a good one, Rashid.
The thing I like about Rashid, he's got very, very deliberate plans of how he's going to dismiss a batsman. I think what we saw Stokes in that last over was just kind of bowling a little bit. I think Rashid, that's why I find him such an attacking weapon for England. The plan of how he's going to dismiss the batter.
Sure, there might be 2 there. Yeah, good placement. There was the back spinner, the one out the front of the hand again from Rashid. Oh, sloppy cricket. When you get a new batsman in and you think about Australia, none of their batsmen have faced any deliveries, it is a good time to really strike and roll the dice a little bit with someone like a Mark Wood. Plunkett. Field, you can just change and just really go for it. It's a 150 for Australia. Nicely played. It's interesting to watch. Interesting, we were talking off air before that we're looking at the best batsmen in the world. You're talking about the Kane Williamsons and Joe Roots and Virat Kohlis. Steve Smith is also up there, but he's ranked number 11 one-day cricket world rankings. Odd. That's easy cricket from Australia. That one, good over. Just ticking it over nicely. 153 for 2. wicket into the attack. We heard Brent McCullum just talk about maybe Mark Wood. I agree with him with about Wood, but Plunkett's still a good option. The thing is, though, when you do bring back one of your strike bowlers to try and get a wicket, then you look at the field and you say, well, this is the plan, and they've got it. Isn't that right? They agree about is that they should have a slip or a gully or a bat pad or a leg gully or something, so you can see an obvious plan. No point bringing the guys back. If you're just going to bowl again, you may as well try someone else.
100%. And it's also really important that the bowler's ready to go. To me, that looked like a loosener. It looked like he was just trying to get into a spell. You're bringing him back to take a wicket. You've identified this very, very crucial moment in this game. To me, England looked flat. They look flatter than what I've seen them so far in this tournament. They need someone to step up and make some inroads for them. 100% agree with you. Plunkett comes back on. Yes, we would have gone forward, but Plunkett's a good option as well. Wicket taking. But then he comes in, he's got the same feel. Love to have seen a slip in place. Maybe even you bring your point man in on the catch as well. Bring your cover in a little bit tighter. And then you've still got your sweepers and your protection in behind. But what it says is we've actually come after you. We've got a deliberate plan of how we're going to get you out. And all of a sudden the batter, he's not just in that knocking around, go through the motions, middle stage of the innings.
Yeah, that's right. It's like when you do that as a captain, you're just putting pressure on the batsman. You're saying there's no easy signals. We think we can get you out here. We fancy it. We're coming after you. So it's a good mindset. Something the batsmen that change their mindset to, oh, I've got to be sharp here rather than, oh, there's some easy signals around. I can just knock in the gap. Even the good balls, you can just defend into the gap. And we've seen often one day cricket in recent years the power plays. It's amazing how little runs you scored. It just shows you when those rules and the laws of the game dictated that the fielders had to come up. It was a lot harder to score. The captains are reluctant to do that because they just want to protect the boundaries. They think by putting the fielders back that stops the runs. But as a bowler, there's nothing worse than signals and rotation of strike because you want to bowl the balls in a row to batsmen. A few easy signals on the onside and Plunkett's been a bit straight. Good shot. Excellent shot. He's looking good touch here on Reeks. That's another boundary.
Yeah, it's an excellent shot, but it's not a bad ball. Just lack of energy. It's along the wicket. Bounces on it beautifully on Reeks. Puts it away. Nice cover drive. England have got a lift here. Australia is starting to settle in.
At this rate, Australia will probably post a big score. We know it's a good pitch. We know England like to chase, but we chased 350.
Okay, with that last ball of the over. Good length ball just outside off stump.
Rashid to start again. Just looking at these projected scores. Australia on track for a big score here. Unless they can do something as Brendan McCullum was just talking about. Their run rate at the moment is 6 and over basically. Back his score. Last 5 and 1 day internationals here. The average was 8. That's 2 figures. In over gives Australia 343. 388. So they're probably on if they can keep wickets in hand, even though they haven't batted. It could be the best thing for the rest of the order to come out with that freedom. But it's already there.
Yeah, one of the things about it's changed in excess of 323 times since the World Cup. So you can get complacent when you are batting second.
Plea.
I don't know. But
Sounds like he should be the lead singer of a thrash metal band,
Yeah.
not necessarily singing the band.
Yeah, Head. That's saying Head. That's Travis Head too.
161 for 3 with 2 balls left in the 28th over. Rashid tries to adjust his line. Now we've got 2 left-hand batsmen in. Head's able to take the ball on middle stump and move it onto the leg side and take a single off his first ball.
We don't have 2 left-handed batsmen because Piggy Smith is still there. But we do have a chance to attack.
I should say so.
Considering that now.
Maybe Smith should bat left. The last ball of the over takes a big, just glances it on to the leg side field. Butler has to chase and do the fielding. The single's able to be taken, and so at the end of 20 are now 163 for 3. But the wicket bringing the more into the balance, I would say.
Well, yeah. I mean, the only person I left to fear is, and not necessarily fear, but Maxwell can certainly do something. Wade has had a moment, but Stark, yeah, he's a banger, but really not right as a fast bowler. But he's coming at number 8. You know.
so we've got a few more tweets. Mike Harris says, "Mama, you fucking got crazy cricket-driven affair is awesome."
Great.
Can we lost
With cheese.
Oh, it's fantastic.
But the sister, can we not come to that? Use Worcestershire sauce instead?
No, it's got fish in it. Alec Patch from the grounds and drumming beaters are better than the grounds DJ.
Really?
They are very weird. Have you seen them?
Yeah.
Dress up and do drumming, it's very strange.
It did seem strange. The score predictor is 3-3, which isn't as accurate as Katie's own score predictor. Plunk it in for the first ball of the over. Short-ish ball outside off stump, and Smith only able to block the ball back to the bowler, and no run able to be taken. He's taken that quite well, Plunkett, the over before. It's not too far.
Smith's not happy, is he? Banged his bat in the ground. You idiot, he said. Or as we said, fuck off, just fuck off!
The word muppet might well have been used.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Plunk it in for the second ball of the over, slightly wider, giving Smith more room to guide the ball out into the offside field, beating the despairing Morgan dive, but cover fielder there to be able to just limit the Australians to a single there from the second ball of the over.
Anthony David Lee on Facebook says, "Hey, stop hating. Everything is better with Head."
Dr. Dan Diaper has sent in another sketch of Steve Smith, which I have retweeted, so go and have a look at that.
Some of his previous work is available for sale.
Indeed, I can't see where it's at.
All donations are going to Gorilla Cricket. So thank you, Dr. Dan, for that.
Shmahu says, "Thanks, Aussie, listening from Melbourne. Love hearing your pain as Aussies progress."
Well, it's all in the balance as Plunkett bowls the third ball of the over outside to trouble the new batsman for pace, and he's only able to dribble the ball back to the bowler for no run to be taken.
I don't want to trouble our Antipodean friends, but England are quite good at chasing.
Jane White says, "Maybe cheering for Straya today even. Oh yes, the luscious Adam Zampa."
Luscious. Plunkett with a ball wide outside off stump and Head is able to move inside the ball and cut it away past gully and for a lovely boundary. See, that's the type of thing I can see Travis Head singing.
Yeah, you could be right.
I'm sure he's a lovely man.
Jonah says, "Is Nasser Hussain the most boring man on the planet to listen to?"
No, he's top 3 though.
Don't listen to him, listen to us.
Listen to us.
Oh!
A ball that seems to surprise Head with its straightness. I think Head was looking for the ball to carry on with the angle outside the off stump, but maybe slightly straightened. Able to, I'm not sure if he actually took the hands away at the end or whether it seems to strike him on the glove and fall short of route at the kind of extended wide second slip. The replay saying it
got his right hand, didn't it?
Hit him on the glove hand there, on the left on the back. Plunk it in wide again outside the off stump. Able to drive the ball. There on able to boundary, but unable to stop being taken and Australia move on to 170 for 3 with one here on board.
Indeed. Whoever's coming in next, can you bring me up one of the little bottles of Stella? It's a sunny day.
The bear's eyes beer.
Daft Penguin says, no, the King of Toast is on toast in Gloucester. His Hunter's chicken is glorious. You're none of you are going to convince me. I still think that it's called the Ed Special. No one knows who Ed originally was, but he came up with this idea of putting soft cheese with hard cheese and marmite, and he is a god in my eyes, whoever he was.
Rashid in for the first ball of his 7th over. Pitched kind of middle and leg and seemed to almost surprise Smith. You can see him move his head away as he's just able to block the ball to the close fielder, therefore no run. Turns and runs in quickly again, Rashid. He's obviously got a pressing engagement for something. Pitching on a off stump, moving away, the regulation leg spinner, pushed out for no run from the second ball. Knuckle doing the honours there with the work of a winning 4x100 metre relay runner with the way that beer was passed to the bear. Rashid with the 3rd ball of the over, more on leg stump, but Smith only able to block it back to the bowler and no run taken. Is Rashid, is there a problem with the over rate?
Don't think so. You just get through. Most spinners like to get through their overs quickly. If the bowler's not batting, you want to be in and out of them all the time.
That's right. Rashid with the wide spinning leg spinner. Smith with a glorious looking cover drive, but straight to the fielder. Sent a small frustration on Smith's part there as he wants to move to his half century. Morgan doing the honours there. No run again from these 4 balls. Tossed up from Rashid. Smith able just to push the ball down to long off and just a single take.
Whitey's partner now loves me because I didn't know which of them was supposed to be 35. I'm not sure Nathan is quite as pleased. But Ravi is continuing with the soft soaping of Nathan's partner, so I'll leave that to him. And a tone list says, fucking New Jersey drivers that I am going at 130 and getting passed on the right. Please drive safely, a tone list. We want you to still be there at the end of the journey.
Absolutely. Rashid with the last ball of his over and the last ball of my spell. Tossed up to leg stump for the head. He drives the ball, but is only able to collect the single. Australia 172 for 3 after 30 overs.
I'll play a little tuney tune, and then we will swap places.
It's been 2 overs on a little couch, just like an old biddy. They need to stretch and slouch. It's been a few overs coming, but to the sofa, she's gone come. Oh yes it is.
The Divan of Doom. The Divan of Doom, yes. It's not really a divan, it's a chaise-longue. Yeah. From IKEA, it's shit. You know, the covers cost more to replace than the actual thing itself. That's played up to mid-on and will be no run. Australia 172 for 3. Enrique's, for me, is a number 4, even an ODI, and he came and went. I predicted, and the bookies paid me some money for it.
Travis Head has a decent record, though, in one-day international cricket.
Yeah, he probably does.
Average is high 37 at a strike rate of 90. Player.
But if you're pulled quite nicely by Travis Head up towards deep middle. Do you want to?
I'll just lie. Controversially lying on the computer.
Let me help you out. You two talk to this.
Decent player. Singing back for York. He came in to replace. I think when Maxwell was there, he alternated with him and was quiet. But Yorkshire can really accelerate towards the end of an innings.
Here comes Plunkett. It's driven by Smith. Beats the man at mid-off. It's going for 4. Yeah, it's going for 4.
So after 3, the scribes would write 4.
And that slightly uppish off drive by Stephen Smith has resulted in this. relatively sedate for Stephen Smith. 53 not out off 68, but he's looking ominous.
Indeed. Plunkett bowls. Ooh, that one jumps a bit, and it's defended by Smith out to the offside. There is no run. You comfy now?
Oh, yeah.
It's a comfy position to be in, the Roman position.
I need grapes.
Yes, fed by beautiful women. Yeah. And as you watch Smith, the man who goes right there, he's always got 3 stumps behind his legs showing at you. 20 ball a 95-mile-an-hour Yorker.
Dennis Crickett's getting very angry.
Yeah, he's not an angry man, though, captain. Driven again by Smith. Straight to cover this time, and there is no run.
Yeah, Hendo is on the computer in the other room, and I think is arguing from the Guerrilla Cricket account with Cricket.
Oh, really?
He's winding him up a bit.
Oh, is he? What are they arguing about?
It was a feisty move this morning.
Yeah, he's just been feisty recently.
I
would say he needs more sleep, but he gets way more than he actually does need. More exercise.
It's the election.
But he should be happy about the election.
No, now he's able to commentate. You know, all the right wingers.
Oh, I just watch him. I love watching them explode on the telly. It's hilarious. That's a slightly slow ball by Plunkett, and it's pulled around by. It was a much better ball, 73 miles an hour. Take by Smith to end the 31st over. He moves on to 54.
A tonalist is angry. New Jersey.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't let you pump your own gas by state law.
Really? Why?
Some Oregon do that as well. Yeah, they have to be. I think it has to be done by an attendant.
Well, it's employment.
I'm not so bothered about
boring employment, it must be said, but it's employment.
Roger McCann's with us.
Yes.
Stokes being a Kiwi and being man-shamed by Brathwaite in a big spot, ergo Moises has the edge.
Not today, he didn't.
No. I really rate Moises. Well, we have a change of bowling that I was talking to. He'll have a bit of fun at
wicket coming,
no doubt.
Wicket coming.
Yeah, he always gets a wicket early, doesn't he? No.
I'll be at your touch, move over and I like you too much. Move over and you're one for dish. I love unconditionally. It's Moeen Ali.
Got a bit of a widow's peak going on.
His hair's coming back, isn't it? He ain't shaved it.
I wonder if I think he should just shave it all off again.
Yeah.
I think it looked quite cool.
He does look cool.
So I look cool.
Yes. That one squats a bit as the Pigster goes back in his crease and defends it back to the bowler. No run.
Anna Jones didn't know that Piggy's full name was Stephen Peter Devereux Smith.
Yeah, Devereux.
Sounds far too much for him.
Oh, yeah. Well. Then he goes back again and punches it back to the bowler. There's no run. I don't think he's a posh Aussie, is he? No, not many posh Aussies.
Mank06 says rain to start at 4 p.m. according to BBC. Could England get their 20 overs in by then?
Yeah, it should do.
Should do.
Well, I heard it wasn't going to rain today. It was going to stay west of Birmingham. The weather always changes, though. It's true. It changes very quickly. I think he admonishes himself and drives that back to the bowler, and there's no run.
Mank is joined in the petrol debate. New Jersey and Oregon are the only 2 states that don't let you pump gas. It's a stupid state. I try to not go there at all costs.
Okay, fair enough. Worked out to the leg side by Moeen Ali, out towards deep mid wicket, gets himself a single, and that does not end the over.
Always imagine the guy coming out with a cloth as well and just sort of wiping the window.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm quite. Is it a good idea? I think.
This is what the vote caught was, wasn't it? We got changed the way that the state operates.
Well, presumably you tip gas station attendants as well, so you could probably.
Yeah, no, they probably do in the States because they tip bloody everything. I don't agree with that.
Well, that's good.
I'm with Mr. Pink on this.
Well, that's good. That's basically because they don't really pay their staff enough.
No, exactly. Well, they rely on people tipping.
You get a tax even if you don't get tipped, don't you?
Yes, I know. And then you always pay sales tax after including the price. That's play driven by Travis Head up to long off, and he gets himself a single.
Yeah, that can be annoying. If you're going on a trip to America that includes several states, you have to carry a little guidebook almost for the different sales taxes in different states.
That's annoying.
Tester Sid is with us. Greg, I'll break off.
Moeen Ali is in, and the Pigster drives on for the last ball of his first over, only get over, and is and end of an oval.
Yes, this Steve Smith hatred is perfect in every way.
It's hatred born of fear, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of, and the fact that he bats so ugly.
It's quite similar to the amount of English fans gave Ricky Ponting.
Yeah.
We were terrified. Oh, well, I say we. Actually, as an India fan also, I am terrified of what Stephen Smith can do.
Yeah, he batted extraordinarily well on that.
I mean, generally in sports, when opposing fans abuse a player, it's because they are so good.
Yeah.
You know, you don't really abuse the mediocre of the
No,
other
you don't
side,
need
do you?
to.
No, you just let them do mediocre.
Well, change of bowling. The main man's back in the attack. It's this man.
Do you know Mark Wood? Yes, he is an England bowler, quite good. And pretty quick, so just a normal guy. Of course, except for just one thing. What? He thinks that he's a horse. Right. What?
Yeah. It's Mark Wood. We love Mark Wood. And the first ball is oh my God, the Pigster's got himself out, you muppet. He's not happy, and I didn't really expect that to happen. He's chipped the first ball at Mark Wood's first use ball. He's driven at it aerially, and Plunkett, very similar cuts to Plunkett's on the leg. So was it Plunkett again at mid-off?
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Caught it down by his ankle in the same way he caught the first one, doing a long barrier catch. Love it. The Pigster's gone. Australia in deep trouble now, 181 for 4.
Bye-bye. Oh. Says, I've never seen anyone tip at a gas station. It's New Jersey, full of, oh God, blimey, Twitter's gone mental, full of arsehole Italians who never tip.
Yeah, that was...
be careful what you say about arsehole Italians in New Jersey, mate.
Yeah, otherwise you could find yourself
put it in
a little visit from your friendly wasteland.
Actually, you must wake up with a horse's head.
Well, that's what Pigster for the top scorer for Australia, and I went under 20 for years.
Yeah, he was through the shot way too early.
Yeah, and he just chipped it really. He haven't got to 56. I thought he'd just cruise on to 100.
Yeah,
still what their innings.
There's three batsmen, Finch, Smith, and Enriquez, out driving too early.
Christ the Choir says, always a good moment in any Aussie innings. Smith cursing himself for getting out.
Indeed.
But it does bring this gentleman to the crease.
If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I'll buy you a Glenn Maxwell, and we are no longer friends.
Yeah, and his first ball, he squirts off the outside edge point though run.
We've been joined by Lazy Rocket Scientist.
Hello, Lazy Rocket Scientist.
Hello.
Don't be too lazy, no, it'll crash.
Yeah, exactly. Are Mo and Ali and Amla the same people? They could be.
No, well, yeah, I'm trying to get a t-shirt with those two on.
Paul Howarth, our very own Grubby. Slower ball first up. Smith threw the shot early. Who cares? Bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly.
And Tester Sid says, fuck.
Is he an Aussie? Is he a happy English person? That's played up to mid-on and there is no run.
No, he professed love for Piggy.
He calls Steve Smith God.
Oh, does he?
That's all right.
He's certainly not God.
Welcome along, Tester Sid. Out for he's got he had a decent,
I think
53. Yeah.
Shorts. Maxwell definitely go through the keeper. No one. If we can get through Maxwell, yeah, I think. Gravy.
Yeah. No, yes, Finch made 68. There's still some batting to come with Matthew Wade's.
Matthew Wade can bat, but
starting the lower order hitters.
No, that's it. You don't want them in too early, do you? I mean, if they come in the 35th over or something, well, that's, I suppose, unlikely. But Maxwell going to face up, yet to go off the mark. Wood does his jump out from behind the umpire, and Maxwell leads it through to Bucko, no run.
Way, Pom.
He's changed his name. Yeah, Way, Pom.
You don't pump your own petrol in South Africa. They do your windows, tyres, oil and water too.
Yeah, they do.
Civilised way to do it.
It is. Oh, I do find it a bit annoying though. I find it a bit weird when you're used to doing your own. It's like someone pumping your petrol is a bit sort of servitude.
And Tim Everington says, Smith is out, Maxwell is in. I fucking hate cricket.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Maxwell is a dangerous customer. It's played up to mid-on, and there is no run. He'll like this situation. He believes in himself.
There's a lot of talk on Twitter about cheese on toast and how you should do it. Loads of people talking amongst themselves.
Yeah, you toast the bread, put cheese on it, toast the cheese, add a bit of onion if you want onion.
Off you go.
Off you go. Make sure you eat it hot when it's still running.
Blade Picker's with us. He says, I bloody love Mark Wood. I hope he can stay fit all summer as he makes...
So
do we all.
I need him to stay fit all winter too.
First we take Manhattan says, 181 for 4 is deep trouble.
No, it's not deep trouble.
Bloody hell, people. Stop talking about cheese.
You're getting...
That's preferable.
Yeah. They don't want to get. I mean, they want to get a big score. They want put England. I mean, they've got to be a bit wary of the fact that they know England probably the highest scoring ODI side over the last year. Driven back, no run. I mean, they've scored more scores of 300 plus. And the fact that the second is they score a lot of scores of 300 plus. So they must have an idea they need a big score. Travis Head defends that out to cover.
Yeah, and chasing successfully in the quite high scores.
Absolutely.
Sri Lanka against India, Bangladesh yesterday, and England made chasing 300 odd against Bangladesh look ridiculously easy.
They did indeed. That's driven out to cover again. There's no run.
Manco 6 says, Piggy Smith is God. Blasphemy. There's only one God. Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar.
No.
Let's not start that religious war, please.
He goes deeper in his crease this time, plays it out through cover, which is vacant, and he gets himself a single.
Cricket Ultra says, waiters in... Stop talking about cheese. Waiters in anarchist Spain in the 30s used to refuse tips.
Interesting.
Anarchists. Chris Waller's with us. Morning, lads. Just about to have my breakfast while tuned in. Welcome.
Welcome. Well, breakfast. You're either up very late or you're in a place that's behind us by a few hours. No, it could be in America, in which case it'll be 9 o'clock in the morning. No, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Jonah Jones says, tipping reminds me of Tommy Cooper, who gave a cabbie a tea bag with the words, have a drink on me.
Just like that.
Rennie Keita, back in ancient Greece, calling you a god was probably an insult, but God's petty lecturers, unpredictable gods.
It's got wide down the leg side by Moen. Bowled it too straight. Went past Maxwell's legs. Easy to get off the mark. His face 5 balls. Tossed up by Moen. Played out to middle wickets. And then when we know run.
Dean Henderson says, satanic mass murderer or psycho is that actually works.
I don't know. Maxwell goes across, plays it across his front pad out to mid wicket once more. There is no run. Ends the 34th over. There's none for 5 off 2 overs. Good bowler by Moen to start up.
Greg's the man who loves Piggy. In an alternate timeline, Lynn played instead of Henriques and smashed a 17-ball tongue.
Yeah.
I'd like to live in that reality.
Chris Lynn's fit, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in the squad.
Yeah, I know.
Odd. And I think I've said
Stoinis too. Is Stoinis playing today?
No. And if you wanted the seam bowling option, then Stoinis has a far superior record as a batsman. He nearly won them a game against New Zealand single-handedly. Not that long ago, scoring was 150, coming in at number 7.
First, we take Manhattan that's got cricket news.
Oh, yes.
In other news, Germany are 222 after 41 overs, batting first against historical rivals Austria in Utrecht.
Anschluss cricket.
Yeah. And PJ Mead is mostly doing cricket today. And there's a picture of PJ Mead. It looks like, I don't know. Is that you with Brian Lara?
Oh, cool.
And it's considered an insult to tip in Japan, says Wei Wei Pom Pom.
Yeah, I like that.
Chris Waller's in Bermuda for the sailing boys.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's where is that where the America's Cup shot thing is going?
Yeah, the Kiwi boat capsized the other day.
Quite spectacular fashion, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they're right on the edge of technology these days, those boats. Ben Ainsley crashed into someone's boat and he landed on it.
We sponsored, one of the companies I work for sponsored, we had ABN AMRO 1 and 2 in the world, around the world yacht race, and it came down Bishopsgate to put in our reception. The whole of Bishopsgate, this boat we had to put in reception.
Jesus.
Incredible. But it was a bad marketing ploy because on ABN AMRO 2 they had a death quite early on, and it was like,
yeah, not good.
This is not good PR.
It happens, Sadie.
It does, yeah.
I mean, you remember that guy who capsized in the South Atlantic? It was on the news for about 2 days, and eventually he was inside his hull, upside down, and then floating out.
Yeah, he found an air pocket in.
Yeah, and he survived for like 48 hours or something, and eventually one of the other boats came and picked him up.
The rocket scientist is telling BDM Johns, I'll break off.
Oh no, this is replay.
How funny. They are quirky. They are up for anything. Broad-minded, cool and cheesy today.
Yeah.
George Young, he's in Italy. Oh, in Italy, pumps have 2 prizes. One for self-service, one for serves. Who pays the extra? Lazy bastards.
Indeed.
I can see that. Paying for the convenience of not getting out of your car.
And Manco 6 says, Afghanistan bowler Rashid Khan takes 7 for 18 versus the West Indies.
7 for 18 in 8.4 overs.
Bloody hell.
Rashid Khan yesterday against the West Indies.
Said, bloody hell, no wonder they aren't here, they're shit.
Yeah, we're back to live cricket, and Wood's coming around the wicket to Travis Head, who plays it out to the offside, and there's no run.
Has to be said, Rashid Khan's a bloody good bowler.
Yeah, but he's not 17.
No, he's not 18. Clearly not 18.
He thinks about 35.
Yeah. I watched a super cut of all the wickets he took. There's a lot of. He bowls quite quick for a spinner. He bowling these googlies, which was even the batsmen were picking them. They were being wrapped on the pad because they just couldn't get the bat down in time. And getting these googlies to turn quite a lot. He'd have done for some more experienced batting lineups than the West Indies had.
Right, Wood comes around the wicket. The second ball is over into Wood. Travis Head, who plays it back. Trying to get past Wood, but he does manage to get a bat on it, handle it, and there's no run.
Ravi Nair says, I'm assuming they're strategically keeping Gorilla Hendo off comms until the feistiness subsides.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, Hendo.
It's the election.
Well, you should be happy about the election.
I know, but he's, Hendo.
Get happy about life, Hendo. Wood around the wicket and played by Travis Head, beats the man diving across the cover. They get up to mid-off, thrown at the stumps by Plunkett. No, a single is taken, and Head moves on to 12 off 16. Maxwell is 9 off 7.
And Dr. Dan Diper sent her a picture of some pencils, his new pencils that have arrived. He can sketch the boys in blue now because the ultramarine crisis is over.
Excellent.
Glad to hear it.
He's got his ultramarine pencil.
Over the wicket for Maxwell. He comes up to the crease, and it's driven by Maxwell up to mid-off. There will be no run there. And it's good over for Wood, taking a wicket at the Pigstow, slowed things down a little bit here. The run rate's dropped to 5.31.
Yeah, they're just going to have to just push things around, I think, until they get into the last 10.
Yeah.
It's a good time for mowing to get through a few overs quickly.
Exactly. They've still got 3 or 4 left from Adam Rashid as well.
Yeah, they've got a lot of options going into the last 10.
Yeah, they have indeed. Maxwell quite likes the spinners though. He's quite good in the later overs with the old reverse sweeps and ramps and God knows what else. As he drives that one, gets himself off the mark with his night ball out to cover.
Mooty or Smouty?
Smouty
says, keep an eye on Germany. Lots of migration equals lots of cricket fans and big money being proposed to support development.
This is all to the good.
Yeah, much like German automation, much like Chinese, I'm sure they'll be very good.
They're currently 227 before 4. Mudassar Mohammed, 115 of 103.
Totally squared up Travis Head. Was bowling over the wicket. He had no clue. Took his bottom hand off the bat, fenced it with his top hand, squared up, went just, but there is a slip in its route. It didn't really go near him. I mean, he's saying, why didn't I catch it, I think, but it did go quite wide of him, I believe. Have a look at the replay. Yeah, he was diving full to his left. And he didn't even get a smidgen of a hand on it.
No, but unlucky for Mark Wood, but it's one of these.
Love it, Mog. Ravi Nair says, cannot think of a better argument for unrestricted migration. Let's teach Europe cricket.
Very true.
Absolutely.
But Germany hammered France the other day by 10 wickets.
He's playing right on his front pad. They've gone for a single thrown at the stumps by Butler chasing it down. But I don't know if it was a run, was it?
You know why that was, though, now? Because the French all stood straight on and used tennis rackets.
No 100 of them were Dassault Mohammed.
Gus wants to know what's with the hot pink on the England uniforms. I'm an Aussie, but I must admit, I find it slightly sexy.
Tossed up by Moen, driven back to him by Travis Head. There is no run.
Getting a lot of work out fielding off his own bowling in this spell.
That's exciting. Good bowling. It's just getting played back to him.
I guess the pink is for the sponsor.
Yeah, it looks a bit like a NatWest credit card.
There you go. Tossed up by Head, driven again, back to the bowler, no run.
Yeah, but Gus likes his fine. It's like sexy.
It's quite a good kit. I don't mind it at all. Yeah,
it's a bit fear.
Spawn of Satan.
What? Was that dropped or dropped short? They still got a single. Not. What was this camera man? Rubbish.
Yeah, he started from not square behind the bowler.
Yeah, so maybe his camera's died a bit. It was an attempted cut by Travis. They got a big, thick top edge that went out towards short third man.
I think that Cara did it. There wasn't really a reaction.
Well, there wasn't really a reaction, but we couldn't really see because the cameraman wasn't following it. And they ended up not running a run. Yeah, but the next ball he clips out the square leg and gets himself a single.
Where's the replay? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, that would imply that nothing happened, really, if they're not going to show it.
Well, it's been covered, isn't it? It's not actually Sky that are doing the coverage. It's probably Sunset and Vine, isn't it?
Yeah, they're the production company.
ICC. Oh, that one turned sharply back into Maxwell, but it was a little bit too short. And he had plenty of time to just cut it wide of mid-off. Got himself a single.
Cricinfo ball by ball says lots of ooze. This one is dabbed to point, so I think we can assume it's safe. It fell some way short of Jake Ball.
Yeah.
Glad you added by 10 wickets to the Germany hammered France line, says Derek Willis. Yeah. World War II reference there.
Yes. Well, that's 4 wickets. They've got 14 overs left. Maxwell can be very destructive.
Mayank wants to know, but if every European country playing cricket is a team full of Indians and Pakistanis, is any real progress being made?
Well, I mean, yes, in a way, because if the country is represented, even if it's by incomers, populace.
You got to get attention. Also, are you saying that an Indian expat in Germany isn't German?
Well, he wasn't born in Germany.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, he's a German citizen. No, that's fine.
Born in Germany.
Well, exactly. I know it isn't, and that's the point, isn't it? I mean, if you can get the local populace interested as well, things melt together, and so you have more teams.
Yeah, we worked in the Netherlands. The Netherlands has a very good sort of what you might call indigenous cricket population.
Oh, that's got to be close. One in the path of Maxwell, probably too high, and just went out towards slip.
Yeah, I think it's also missing leg.
That was missing leg. I think it's going over the top of middle and leg.
A jingle for the bowler.
Is a bit short of Jake Walker. Wicket Travis here comes it out towards the pan. He doesn't get all of it. Knowing how he stops from getting any more than 2.
Yeah,
there's
another one just not quite coming onto the bat as quickly as the batsman anticipated.
Around the wicket, ball clipped nicely, but straight to mid on, and there is no run.
Roger McCann says, saying that Mudassar Mohammed sounds very German isn't a particularly clever comment. Same thoughts on Moeen Ali, Ian Morgan.
Yeah, that's the point we were just making a few hours ago about. Exactly. It's not where they come from, it's where they are.
Well, England's history of South Africans playing.
Ball around a wicket into the pads of Duff's head, clips it out to mid wicket. They get another single.
And Whitey wants to know: are you broadcasting from a pub today? No, that's our
that's the crowd
sound that we put on.
That's the people gathered outside our window here in southeast London.
It's just
hurling away in the background.
The tens of thousands out in the garden. Jonah Jones says, when I lived in Paris, we were a team, mate, almost since 20 years. They were blood.
Sure they are. Clumped by Max Golfman, not particularly well up to mid on.
Most cricket North and West are largely composed of Indian.
Yeah, around our league as well. Their whole teams. You know.
I used to play against a team from East London, which was the West Indies. I mean, the drinking match afterwards was phenomenal. That.
Good old days. Ball in. Maxwell just tips it into the leg side. There's no bloody mid wicket, and there will be a single for that.
Hasn't been mid wicket for about 20 overs.
There was one for a little while.
Period where they put square leg back and put mid wicket up. Yeah. But then they kept clipping easy singles out to square leg instead.
It's true.
Mayank says, for cricket to be big there, you need to get the rest of the people into it. Prime example is the US. Few locals give a shit, but the US is slightly different because their national sport is very much ingrained, isn't it? Baseball and football and basketball. It's a different market, really.
Yeah, and a lot of European states. I mean, football's the main one, isn't it? And then
handball and
there's some weird sort of European
apart from
stuff.
the rugby playing nations, there aren't a lot of second. Doesn't seem to be second sports.
I assume the national sport in Germany is football.
Yeah, one would assume.
What is sort of secondary?
Well,
I think it is handball.
Well, this is it. There's room. Oh, good stop by the man diving across there at mid-off. They will get through for a single. Who's that? Alex Howes. Did they get a single?
Yeah,
they did get a single. Should get a single.
The handball and basketball's big in Germany too.
Yeah.
And field hockey.
Okay. I suppose tennis became big with Boris and Steffi.
Yeah, it didn't really carry on though.
No. Thinks about coming down a track, doesn't get to the pitch, then goes back, guides it down, pass, slip, short third man, Jake Ball, they get a single, 199 for 4.
No, the Cricket Ultra suggests you could just have one Europe team, golf managers, play matches in Paris. No.
What? Well down over here.
Bank says Norway, 142 all out versus Belgium. Come on, Norway, give them hell. We play Germany next on Monday.
Reverse sweep, terrible reverse sweep. It turned quite sharply from Moeen, and it ended up being a bottom edge from the reverse sweep by Maxwell that just bounced on the ground and went to Butler, no run.
Am I missing something? Is there any sort of international tournament going on at the moment?
Yeah, I've seen that way.
Yeah, it's the regional.
Oh, okay.
Trying to find which division.
I throws it up outside off stump, cut nicely this time by Maxwell. There isn't anyone out extra cover. It'll race away to the boundary and be 4 runs.
Dave Woodson, Hendo, some picture of some pastry saying, come on, Hendo, everything will be all right. Try to cheer him.
I'd be tempted to get Adil Rashid back in here.
On the 45?
On the 45, yeah. Moeen Ali bowls, Maxwell goes across his stumps, plays it out square on the leg side. They saunter through for an easy single. And the score moves on to 204 for 4. At the end of this over, I'm just going to nip out the room for a second.
Okay. What are you going to do? Fart?
No, I'm going to piss, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and another game in that competition, Sweden were bowled out for 161 by France. World Cricket League Europe Region Division 1.
Okay. Force off the back foot by Maxwell. Head out towards deep cut. That'll be a single. I'll be back.
I'd find that interesting to watch some of that stuff.
Yeah, I'd go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I love watching cricket, frankly.
Yeah. They were quite interested to see how these other countries, what sort of standards and what players they've got.
I'm sure it'll be, high-level club cricket here.
I would expect so. That's interesting. Oh, good. The more cricket played, the better, really. Yeah. I mean, that's the bottom line, really. I mean,
Definitely. I can give you a bit of a county roundup if this will load in time. I'll do this on my iPad instead. 205 for 4 after 38 overs. Australia. So yeah, in Division 1, there has been no play all day at. There was no play before lunch at Southport, Lancashire, and Middlesex. So I think they are now back on. Middlesex were bowled out for 180 yesterday. Lancashire currently 123 for 4. Another failure for Hasib Hamid.
Did Helm take any wickets?
I'm not sure as yet, but Chanderpaul is still going, of course. Jake Ball continuing as he angles this one into the pads of Travis Head from round the wicket, just clipped into the leg side, and it's a leg by. The score moves to 2-6. I don't think there's actually any play in at Southport. Somerset 154 for 7 in reply to Yorkshire's 202.
Oh, Morgan.
Yes. Go
on.
Maxwell is facing up to Jake Ball.
Oh,
that's a big
yeah,
flash at that, and it beats the outside edge, goes through to the keeper, and there's no run.
Tom Helm's not playing.
Isn't he? No, he's not bloody injured, is he?
Is that your new man, Tom Helm?
No, he's the son of a friend of mine, Gary, who's
Ryan Sidebottom second 4 for Yorkshire. A game at Taunton.
Maxwell in. Sorry, Jake. Plays that out to deep mid. Single.
So Harry made 399. Mark Stoneman made 197. Doing 60s for Dom Sibley and Sam Curran. 4 wickets for James Porter, 3 for Neil Wagner. And Essex a 55 no loss. Alistair Cook going merrily along, 31 not out of 36. Seems to be enjoying life just as a batsman.
Yeah, Jake Ball clipped out towards deep mid wickets. Marinelli goes outfield, so I'll come back for 2. Travis Head. Score moves on 209 for 4. He's still got themselves settled a bit now.
At Canterbury, the game we were following earlier, Durham did not enforce the follow-on. 42 for 1 in the second innings, leading by 254 runs. Keaton Jennings, golden duck, unfortunately. So that opening position for England is an interesting one. Not 32 for no loss in reply to Costas' 303.
Big ball around the wickets. Ooh, and they're going to go for a single. Oh, he can get up to the ball. It was right on the back foot, Travis said. He thought about putting it and then got squared up, defended it, just dropped it out on the offside. Jake Ball chased it down. We can get the right slide and the release on the ball, so they got through for an easy single in the end.
128 for Mark Cosgrove saw Leicester get to 340 all out in their game, their home game at Leicester against Sussex. Sussex in reply 62-3. Currently the men in Harry Finch and Luke Wright's just come to the crease.
I'll break off.
Jake Ball into bowl to Maxwell. Guys that down to third man, gets himself single on to 211 for 4.
Matthew Cry wants to know, is Guildford a small ground or just an easy batting wicket?
I think it is quite a small ground. One of the boundary, I think, is pretty small. As a few of the outgrounds are, it is quite. Which is the other school ground they play at?
I played there when I was a kid. Rock hard.
Yeah. You ever batted at Shenley?
No, that one it used to be in on the Middlesex outground.
Yeah, Shenley, UCL played there for a while when I was there until they sold off the pitch. That is an absolute road.
How about Mar? Actually, properly covered and looked after. Maxwell facing up to Moeen, who comes in down the track. Oh wow! Beaten in the flight. He was going to try and go over the bowler's head. Thick outside edge, squirts aimlessly in the air and misses everybody down to third man. Gets a single.
Tim Everington says, would love to see a European Cricket Cup. Who wouldn't like to see Ukraine and Russia play on a minefield of a wicket?
Don't say minefield in that context.
down the wicket to Travis Head, floats that one up, it's played up to mid-on, they're going for the single, they get there. Hales wasn't quick to the ball or quick to release it.
Yeah, that's good running from Travis Head. He knew instantly. Charge down the other end.
Well, he's got a move on. They've got 10 overs left. They're on 213 for 4. 10 and over gets them 220 odd. 320 odd, sorry. Yeah, no, that'll be less than 0.2 of an over. 0.5 an over. And over gets them to 320. Back in his crease goes Maxwell, cuts it. There isn't anyone at point. That's a good shot. Knew there was no one there. Gets himself 4 more runs. Moves on to 217. Looking dangerous now. Maxwell, 16 off 23.
This is the thing about Maxwell. Yes, there's all the glamour in the moving around. He's actually a pretty good. He's got a. He's a pretty clean hitter, striker.
Yeah, oh dear. Doesn't show it. Goes to try and do the same shot, giving himself a lot of room outside leg stand. The ball turns quite sharply, comes back into the edge. He's swearing at himself.
But it's simpler.
I can really fling one up now. Oh, it's aerial back over the bowler's head. Didn't want particularly it. Is that plunket out there down wrong on? I'll get back for 2, team 4.
I'll give Maxwell some credit there. He was definitely beating the fly, but he just checked it straighter.
He tends to get Mohan back on.
Adil Rashid.
Adil Rashid, sorry. The pitch is taking spin. And this will be my last ball. It should be changed at the end of this over. Down the leg side, he goes inside this time. That's smart by Maxwell. I think he's probably going to go outside leg again, throws it down that way, which gives you an extra ball to get some people together. He tosses it up, driven out to the man, sweeping at the end of it. All of us out. So we're all over. We're all out. That was no run. The man on the edge of the circle fielded it. And 220 for 4. Hendo's going to take you through the last 10 of this innings, I believe.
Listeners, you have your wish. The feisty Hendo is going to be on.
Yeah, and
go easy on him. Go easy on him.
He's being fueled by Stella. It's always a good thing.
On a little couch, making no pity. They stretch and slouch. It's been a few overcoming, but to the sofa won't come. Oh, yes, it is.
Yes, we're back, and the last 10 overs for 220 will be looking for 80 or 90, might they? If not more. But whether it's really down to Maxwell to stay there, because Stark can wield the willow quite well. Matty Wade's quite useful.
Thanks to Max.
Big hits will probably come on Glenn Maxwell.
10 and over, 320.
320 if they're lucky, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's their upper bounds.
Plunkett, a ball in to start his 8th over. It's down the leg side, hits the pad of Travis Head. Ball runs out towards the edge of the circle. Head runs very quickly through for the first one, looking to see if he can get back for a second, but it's Joss Butler who's gone from behind the stumps to do the fielding. I have, alongside me, Al Hodge, all the way from Cheshire. All the way from Cheshire. And I have Hetty Scott.
Hello.
And all the way from Battersea.
Hello, yes. Or South Chelsea, as it's known.
South Chelsea, yes. Outside the stump, a slower ball, chopped down by Maxwell. Will run through for the single as Butler again does the fielding with the absence of slips and gullies. And the score moves on to an Australian favourite, T for 4.
Very nice to hear your inner Benno coming out. What, is it legs? Is it feet on the floor or is it feet off the floor for double Nelson?
Feet off the floor.
Feet off the floor, but only when it's England, really.
Oh, I always take them off. It's really good for your stomach muscles. Exercise.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Head pulls a ball that may have Well, he may have expected to get up high, but he's found the gap superbly. There's a man at deep backward square, there's a man at deep mid wicket, but he's got it right between those two for 4 runs. 2-3. Scored by Travis Head.
Speaking of which, Reneki says Germany is strange. They have a professional table tennis league with enough money to import Chinese stars.
Oh, how weird. I pulled again brilliantly. Past mid on this time. Really had to work and pivot and manufacture that past the fielder there. And it's successive boundaries. It's brought up 230 for Australia.
You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun.
And Heads moves to 34 from 23.
Both feet off the floor there.
I didn't realise it was on 2-2-2. Oh no, that was the one before. You'll play with both feet off the floor. That would be fun.
That would be fun.
Here comes ball over the wicket now to Head, and Head makes room for himself outside the leg stump and then pushes it only as far as extra cover, and this time there is no run.
He just looks a bit awkward.
He does, you're right.
He's functionally, so I suppose it's not a question of how, it's how many, but he just has that, just comes across as being, all of him never seems to be in the right place.
No, he doesn't look, he's not a comfortable batsman to watch. As he's in again, and he whips this away through mid-wicket. This time he's going to find Mark Wood, I think. No, it's Stokes on the boundary. And they come through for 231 for 4.
Hamza Butt says, so a few days ago I was looking through a few tweets and some Pakistani dude had mentioned that the Champions Trophy should be scheduled properly by the ICC so that it didn't get affected by it. But I lost hope.
So as in
England, yes.
Yes, I know. Well, it has seemed like that, I suppose, over the last few days, hasn't it?
Britain has no climate, only weather.
Yes.
Indeed. Run rate, here we go again. And run rate in overs 41-50. Well, Australia is second to England. 15, their run rate in this final time. And England's 8.69. And if they were to match that, then they would just be doing better than that.
Nathan White says, seeing the NatWest sponsors label reminds me of how hard it was to open a UK bank account. Oh yes, oh my god, when I first moved to the UK to go to university, moved in September, didn't get a bank account till February. What? That was fun. A dirty foreigner who was going to steal all their money apparently, not a student.
Adil Rashid is in and driven. Actually, I think he's coming back into the attack, isn't he? He's been off for a while. Half stopped at extra cover by Owen Morgan. He's had a bit of a disastrous time in the field today.
Was that a chance?
No, I don't think so.
Sure.
I don't think so. I thought he hit it into the ground.
Okay, do you want me to jingle him?
Mind there is-
Or then again, it's a 30-second jingle.
Let's just have a quick look at this. No, it's
sorry.
just misfielded.
Apologies, Owen.
Rashid back in again to Head, and he beats him with an absolutely beauty of a googly. He'd stepped back, anticipating that he was going to be able to cut that, but it got further away from him, and he was in no position really to play the shot. Hit underneath it in the end. Rashid's been very impressive today. That googly's been working extremely well. Taking the 1 wicket, he's in again. Oh, and that looked to me like a flipper. It was much quicker, and he's worked that away. There is no one at deep backward square. 2 as the deep mid wicket is called into action. 235 for 4.
Ravi worried. Past 200. Maxwell batting. 12 overs left. To prevent pissing my pants, I have gone commando. It's that scary.
Oh, that's a really unnecessary issue that we have been given.
I cannot underscore for itself.
What was it when Ravi went? I want to say, oh, was it India? But you were wandering around and sending us pictures of you in state of undress. This pulled by Head again to deep square, just with 1. 40 from 39, very useful knock from him. Maxwell, training really, 19.
For what Ravi's idea of a good score would be at this point. If it's 236 for 4 at the moment, 237 is not an acceptable answer, Ravi. Then.
I think, considering how quickly Australia went off after the first couple of overs, I think England will be reasonably
Yeah.
happy with this.
Yeah.
Well, they could chase this. They didn't really want it getting away to 350. Rash in again, forward, back and close together, flicks it into the onside, looking to pick up 2. Wood came in off the middle wicket boundary, but it's only going to be 1.
My angst is I would love to see cricket be as big as football, where every country plays each other in World Cup qualifiers, no automatic entry.
No, that would be.
I'd like cricket to remain as popular in India as it is, rather than as popular as football is. That would be a bit of a shame if it.
Another googly head goes back and cuts backward of square. It's again excellent placement from Head, and the man who is patrolling that boundary, Stokes, is made to work for it, and has to run 20 yards to field. So 2 more to Head.
That's 8 off the over. Yeah?
And Head.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, 2 more for Head. It's the end of the over. Yeah.
Stokes was gesticulating to the dressing room, to the pavilion. Hopefully that's not injury related. He had just run a good 30-40 yards in order to cut that ball off.
Well, look at the bowling figures. 2 for 26 for Wood. Stokes 1 for 45, but quite expensive. Rashid 1 for 34 from 8. England have used 6 bowlers. Ball has been expensive again. Wood, very impressive. Plunkett, as we've seen, often picks up wickets late in the day, and he's got 2 overs to go.
I can see Wood and Rashid bowling out, but I can't see the end. I think the others will be a mismatch of 8s and 9s to get to the 30 overs. I think.
Yep, I can see what you're saying there. Absolutely, Wood is going to continue. So he's got 2 wickets. Figures of 2 for 26. Got 3 overs remaining. Just scratching his head.
So we'll take 43, 45, and 47, which means there's 1 over from this end still left.
He's in to Maxwell. Maxwell crashes that, and that has gone down. I think Plunkett at extra cover. Height, but he absolutely mullered it. It was travelling, and now we're having. There must have been a run out that we didn't see. It must have been off camera, or attempted run out, and it's gone upstairs. So we'll need to see the replay to know exactly what happened there. He had to turn back. He's well in his crease. I don't know why we're looking at that.
I think it was whether he grounded his bat or not, but he had.
Yep, absolutely.
Maybe it's just not having seen it. It's just that clarification.
It's not out anyway.
It's not out.
But I want to see, was that a catch? That's what we haven't seen. The close-up on Plunkett would suggest it was. If so, he recovered well to throw the stumps down. Foolish ball, which Maxwell steps back towards square leg to try and carve through the offside. In fact, goes too far back and then can't reach it. Are we going to see a replay? Is this it?
This is the one.
Smashed. Well, it was a catch, but it's really travelling, and you can imagine that.
No, there's no excuse for that. It's in dead in the hand.
Yeah, but it's travelling. Really travelling.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we'd expect to that level that these will be caught. 1 or 2 of these will go down. Here's Wood again. Bowls pulled high, and it's going to be a good catch. Oh, he's had to throw it back inside, and he's taking it this time. They practiced that. Jason Roy practices that. I've seen Surrey practicing, and he did excellent work there because he was right back on the boundary. He realised he was going to run into it unless he threw it up in the air. He jumped over, threw the ball in the air, jumped over, jumped back and caught it. And Glenn Maxwell is looking at the replay. It's always a unlucky way to go.
They're just going to have a little bit of a check. They say he's out, but they're going to review.
They are. I mean, the only thing could be as if his toe was touching the line. Let's have another look at this. He's round there. He's taken it. Oh, that's hard to see.
No.
Well, no there, but do you think when he actually took the initial catch...
Remember, they've given him out, so there's got to be clear evidence.
I think there might be clear evidence if we get a closer look at when he actually takes the catch the first time, as it were, before he throws it up. Here we go.
Okay.
Now there, is that you can't tell from that angle, can you?
There.
I mean, that is extremely close. So you need a closer...
You've got to be took in line or not. It's a great piece of work by Roy.
Oh yeah.
He's impressive. To have the awareness,
this might show us more clearly.
It doesn't move, does it? The toe cone doesn't move at all.
There's no deviation.
He's done immensely well just not to run into the boundary, and then
it's amazing awareness.
He's had to go 2 paces after he's taken the catch,
like Nuria type footwork.
Yes, beautiful up on his toes. Someone was telling me what balletic position he was in there. He seems good, confident of it.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't plie, but I'm
No,
not
it
sure what the other
wasn't
one.
plie.
Well, it's a good thing that he wasn't in a balletic position, because then his toes would have been turned out and he definitely would have been on the Toblerone.
That's very true. But that's actually skillfully done. He had to sort of deal with the fact that his shades were coming up at the same time.
Yeah, for that we can only mark him down to a 9.8 for the Russian judge. Oh,
I think
that's
is
daylight.
close up, and I think there is.
There are pixels there.
Yeah.
There are pixels of green.
Although the quality of the picture is nothing like so good because they've had to
zoomed right
zoom
in.
right in. But I think that's out. I think that's absolutely brilliantly done by Roy. Maybe that'll be the turning point for Roy, taking a brilliant catch like that. Maybe his trouser leg came out and touched the rope. I don't know. I think he's just about got away with that, but it's not even inches, it's centimetres, I would say. It's a tiny, tiny gap between foot and boundary board. Still having a look at it, but I think, as Al and Katie have said, that there is daylight. Tiny, tiny piece of daylight. Tiny, tiny piece of green.
So this is all
decision
you need.
pending. What is it going to be? Going to be out. Yes, great work by Jason Warren. Finally, we can play this jingle. To lose someone with the hitting power of Glenn Maxwell at this point in the game, 20 off 31.
I love the fact that Maxwell was already in the pavilion by the time the decision was made.
And it's a third wicket for Mark Wood, 3 for 26.
Pick of the bowls.
And you push it.
Matthew is a wicket keeper, never is gone thrown under the bus, and it's always one he punts. Matthew is a wicket keeper.
Well, he's got a pretty good record in ODIs, batting as slow as he does. And so there's, Australia can still get to 300. It's a head that's going to face because they will have crossed, and he flicks the ball straight off middle stump and quite full to deep mid wicket and takes a single.
I've got a lot of tweets to get through, so I'm going to try and squeeze some of them in.
Okay.
Chris the Choir says, is Guildford a small ground or just an easy batting wicket? Cook's strike rate of 68 plus is double his norm at this stage of an innings.
No, it's quite a small ground.
I've not been to Guildford. I really want to go there.
Even I've scored runs at Guildford, so
Everybody scored at Guildford.
Yes, it's quite a small ground.
And Tester Sid says, Mark Cosgrove strikes again. Justice for Cosgrove, the man, the myth, the legend.
What has he done today? What has
No
Cosgrove
idea.
done? Wood bowls again to Wade this time. 2 left-handers at the crease now. 2 diminutive left-handers, I would say. Very similar in build. He just dabs this out on the offside and then there's no right. 240 for 5 is the score. So we see that catch from yet another angle. The awareness is brilliant, isn't it, really, of Roy there?
See, I trip over the boundary on the way back in.
Well, yes, there's that.
Trip, step,
Or throw it too far up and then not be able to catch it on the way down.
trip, step, recover, more.
Well, I did see Essex practicing this at the Oval the other day, and it's quite good fun to watch. This is flicked to the onside. They're coming back for a second. Moeen Ali cannot pick up the ball cleanly under pressure, and the 2 is easily added to the total.
First we take Manhattan says, afternoon Hendo, did you use your superior intellect and rhetoric to humble Dennis into submission?
No, we did have fun. I mean, he said, why are you biting? And I said, why are you baiting? And he said, because we're playing England. And I said, because we're playing Australia. Seems logical, doesn't it?
This
is everyone fired up,
Be,
doesn't it?
be neither a beta or a beta
A biter
B.
or a beta B, yes.
It is basically his entire existence, as far as I can tell, is to bait people.
Yes.
Maybe he has another Twitter account when he actually says like nice and reasonable and sensible things. I've not found it yet.
Or maybe he's a minister, who knows?
Spangly Sai points out that the inventor of the Hawaiian pizza has died. Not be in the same room as pizza.
I disagree entirely. Ham and tomato pizza is one of the most glorious things in the world. Rashid Stars, this chipped in the air just wide of Morgan at extra cover, who then runs off in pursuit Eventually, Plunkett comes in from long off to do the fielding. They're back for 2.
I love the way that Plunkett looked at him as if to go, "Why are you sliding for? I've got this."
I'm coming in, you're going the wrong way. It makes no sense.
You told me a nice, you gorgonzola and pineapple pizza.
The first time I got involved in pineapple on my pizza was when I lived in North London. There was this fantastic pizza place. They did a gorgonzola and pineapple pizza. Oh, it was the most glorious thing I've ever tasted and will ever taste in my life. I think I must have had about 5 a week. Rashid again bowls. Cricket ball through the air, but punched off the back foot by a head up to long off. And they take a single, 245 for 5.
Spangly Sai suggests when he was in Portugal, you could get pizza with banana toppings.
Now you see, I can't do banana topping. The other topping I can't do on pizza is chicken. I can't do chicken on pizza.
How about a fried egg?
No, I'm not really keen on fried eggs on pizza either. No.
I had laughing cow cheese on pizza in Madagascar, and that was actually really good.
Laughing cow cheese. Oh no, that's gone up in the air. Surely that's going to be an easy cotton bowl for Rashid. It is.
That one
I'm not quite sure what Wade was trying to do. He came forward, maybe he was trying to flick it into the outside. Just went straight up in the air, more or less, but it stayed up there for some time and enabled Rashid to get in, take the catch, and Australia subsiding, 245 for 6.
Way down, tragically, 98 runs short of his one the
So close, and yet. So far, another wicket for Rashid. He's bowled extremely well today.
245 for 6, eh?
Gus says, is Ben Stokes beginning to get male pattern baldness? To which Chris the Choir replies, no, he's had it for a while.
Yeah, well, we were talking about this the other day, that basically soon he's going to have to get into that position where he's going to have to start shaving his head.
Comes with, I think, sports where you have to wear a cap. So if you look at golfers, I mean, I know the pictures of Tiger Woods weren't exactly flattering from his.
Yeah, as a general rule, getting a police photo is never really. If the lighting is just not right, they don't get the makeup right.
I know, they're just thoughtless, aren't they?
They are.
Can I get my own people in? No, I can't.
Jane says the UK and Australian passport holder in the house, Liam, who cares about the cricket, is cheering for Australia.
What?
Interesting.
What? How dare you?
How can you bring your son up like this? Standard. It's outrageous. Any more tweets?
Lots, but mostly they're talking to each other, so I'm going to leave them to it because I'm still 10 minutes behind. I'll just scroll through.
Recent.
She does say he's 10, so that's the.
Oh, okay, that seems okay.
That's the excuse.
That's the age of criminal responsibility, and that is a crime, if you ask me.
That's slightly harsh, just defender. Let's jingle up this new batsman while rapid.
You can't win the Ashes without your best players on the parks. Drop Mitchell Johnson.
His long reach to get to the first ball and played another rather nice drive, but straight to extra cover. The second ball, he's got the slip in now. Bowls him another leg break, which is this time he leans forward and just plays with soft hands towards extra cover.
He's got a whiff of all-rounder about him, Mitchell Stark, and he's quite handy with the bat.
Oh, it's very much so, yeah.
Mitchell's dangerous.
Mitchell's a dangerous wherever you. Well, apart from Mitchell Marsh, he's not that dangerous. No, he's not. This is terrible. Mitchell Stark, because he's got an absolutely awful delivery, a big full toss outside leg stump. He's tried to swing it away. He's got a top edge and it's just lobbed up, and it's the easiest, simplest catch. And just running around behind Josh Butler. I think it was Josh Butler himself who did.
No, I think it might have been.
Oh, it's just ran up behind him for Joe. Oh dear, Australia! What Australia should put his start off. Really, a Sunday afternoon club dismissal.
Maybe we should bring the bear in because Australia.
Well, they are a little bit. Right. And now 245 to 7. They were looking at getting 300. We talked about 320 if things were really well, but things have gone from bad to worse, and they've lost 3 wickets in very quick succession. 300 is looking quite distant now.
There is a person going.
just maybe. Nigel will be a very happy man. Shakib Hassan, Mustafa Murtaza, they only just stayed in the competition when Rain came to the Oval on Monday after that victory against Touching victory. So all the pressure. Australia are struggling,
crumbling.
Chris Dwyer points out that was, this is 3 I should know. That was a wizard dismissal caught by Bold Wood.
It's not really over. Wood against tapped around the corner by Head. You must be wondering what that's going on at the other end. This man has come to the crease. So he from Australia.
Dennis Becky Green cap just before the pull with a dodgy back. Pet!
Like Rage.
Oh, please.
No,
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's brains now. They're back at anywhere. No run rate. Anyway, Cummins to face his first ball, the right hand. Cummins gets a ball that comes into him and hits him possibly on the thigh. The ball just drops out into the offside of Head. Is quick to recognise that there could be a single there. They rush through. 247 for 7. Morgan probably can't believe how well this is going, can he? Still 5 overs and 4 balls, but they could bowl Australia out.
James and Ligier agreeing that Dennis is a dick, and everyone knows that the professional.
We've had Dennis on the program.
I mean, it's true.
Katie is the Dennis of politics.
Head gives himself room, cuts into the offside. Cummins had come a little way down, in a position to respond.
Everybody says a picture of Lord Buckethead to walk out to the crease.
Apparently, he's on the ground. But
I'd be excited.
He'd like to come into guerrilla cricket. I'll tell us all the secrets he knows about Theresa May.
Pretty sure they didn't really talk.
Here's Wood going wide on the crease, looking for the Yorker. It's up being a low full toss, but he does well after it's driven back, and no run is scored. Head on 47 from 46, but at the other end, dreadful things are happening for Australia, and it's become a real battle for them now. A real battle for them to qualify for the semi-finals.
Cosgrove got 188 for Leicestershire versus Derbyshire.
Congratulations.
Hashtag justice for Cosgrove. Hashtag Cosgrove for the Ashes 2017.
Justice? What's he done wrong? Oh yes, well there was that. They got this is flicked away too deep in wicket. Leicester got that points deduction, didn't they, right at the beginning of the season? Is that what they're referring to?
Not as much as we did.
Not as much as Durham. I think Durham have sort of given up on this year, haven't they?
Yeah, just not really bothering. Beer matches all the way through.
Although Cole's doing quite well, isn't he? He's scoring
they're having a bit of fun out there, you know, scoring some runs when they fancy it, and when they don't fancy it, they just have a few beers in the dressing room instead.
Seems reasonable. In he comes to Cummins. Cummins goes back just to that.
He had no desire to get in the way of that, did he? It's just like, I'll just play this with the kind of a noodle of a kind of this stage.
It'd be nice if we had someone who was doing that to Australia when we go out to Australia this winter, wouldn't it? Someone's actually making it and, think you out there.
Well, you look at it. So, Wood, Ball, bring in Ball, Broad, and Anderson. Thank you again.
Well, it is to take it because I don't think there's going to be a swing out there, really. I think he's past his best. I mean, he's developed into quite an intelligent bowler. He's had all sorts of injuries and all. So I think it'd be a risk to take it, to be honest. But then you've got to find someone else who's coming through on that role.
On the very last day he ever played his cricket in Australia.
One spinner or two, then is your next question.
Rashid in bowls to Cummins, who scoops this back up the onside of the pitch. It requires Alex Hales to come across from the wicket to anything more than a single.
It's strange, isn't it? Because I was going to say around to you about an over ago and say I thought Rashid's better than his figures, and then he's taken 2 wickets with the ball.
Wow, true. Here he is again in bowls. Oh, well, that was the attempted flipper, I think. It went a little bit wrong. It's cut, but they'll only get a single as Morgan carries it at extra cover. Rashid's last over. He's got very impressive figures if you didn't know with the balls that got the last couple of wickets. you would have said, oh, no, the wicket that got Matthew Rowe was probably a slightly poor shot from him, but give him credit for putting doubt in his mind. His in bowls to Cummins, who fetches a leg break from a long way outside off stump. Did very well to get that behind square. He's going to have to come back quickly to get the second, but that is good running from Cummins and thoughtful cricket from him. Takes him to 4. Australia is 253 for 7.
Dr. Knackling, he's not on at the moment, went back to do that.
Well, can we find the Kiwi Cali?
And
You'll have to look up Kiwi Cali in search mode.
They put me under efforting. Efforting.
Looks like he's been on the lash for a week with no sleep.
Maybe he has. Maybe that's part of the problem. Let's go back to this one, which is a googly. It keeps a little bit low. Can't really leverage into the shot that he wants, and he picks out more of an extra cover from the first 4 balls of the time.
Jonah Orton's parent.
Oh, that's a lovely leg break, which, to be fair, Pat Cummins comes forward a rather wafty drive. He was beaten, and Butler took off the bails, but I don't think there was any suggestion he'd dragged his foot.
He says, under Queen Elizabeth II, the Ashes record is thus after this ball.
Oh, now where's that gone? Is that a court bowl? It is another court bowl. His final delivery, Rashid has taken his 4th wicket. It was just a little chip back to him from a ball foolish on the line of middle and leg. Whether it turned a little bit and he got a leading edge, I'm not sure. But it was very difficult to see because Rashid kind of was in the way. It was hard to see whether he caught it. It was only his reaction that suggested he had. Yes, his lovely little chip back. Most comfortable catch you could imagine. And Adil Rashid has taken 4 for 41 in his 10 overs, and Patrick Cummins has gone for 4, and Australia are just falling apart here at 253 for 8. How few runs these last 4 wickets have gone down for it. It's almost nothing. Poor old Travis Head has been batting really well at the other end, over a run a ball, and keeps it going. Now he's going to have to Josh Hazel. It's Adam Zampa, isn't it? Called the spinner. He might be impressed by Adil Rashid's figures. He might think he can just. Adam Zampa.
Oh, that was who was that? Ben Francis, I think. Who was it? Luscious.
Luscious.
Was it Luscious?
Right. Anyway.
Yet there's one thing they fear all others. They fear Adam Zampa.
Well, it's 50 for Travis Head as he turns this first ball of a new over from Mark Wood. Mark Wood's final over away into the onside for a single.
Australia were 239 for 4.
They're now
well, the 8th wicket fell when they were on 253.
So 14 for 4.
Yeah.
A little spell of 4 wickets for 14 runs has really put Australia on the back foot. Now we know that their strongest suit is probably bowling, and they are an impressive bowling unit, and they're going to have to actually bowl extremely well to keep England away from what this total might finally be. Wood bowls him a big Yorker to start with. It wasn't quite a Yorker. He got it on the full toss, but got down on it and played it with the full face of the bat, and that is the best way to play Yorkers, to keep them out. There's no run.
You've got to say they'd be lucky to get 350 from here, wouldn't they? They're nearly 100 runs from...
Might be a little bit beyond.
Yeah, that's...
Less than 4 overs.
I think also 320 is beyond them.
Wickets.
I think 300 is beyond them. 46 shy of 300 at the moment with 3.4 extraordinary batting. Possibly. This one comes back into him. And 86 miles an hour. I'm not sure what Adam Zampa pace to potentially as quick as
Rockets would like to take 2 of the remaining 3 overs.
And then who would be the other end? But I imagine that's the way they'll go. If in fact they need all those overs, they might think we can bowl them out before that. Wood again, wide on the crease. Another Yorker. It ended up being a massive full toss. But he missed it anyway, but goes for it. And Australia just third away. It's 254 for 9.
I'm a loser. Yeah, I'm just a loser.
Well, they're going to have to produce a tremendous bowling performance to stop England getting this. So they're going to have to bowl England out, I would say. England would get it, probably the extent of their attacking batting. They would expect to chase down 250 odd. But the only way that they can be beaten probably is to be bowled out.
Nathan N. White reminds us, under Queen Elizabeth II, the Ashes record is thus: Australia 16, England 14, and 4 draws.
Under Queen Elizabeth II?
Yeah, so since 52.
In test match, do you mean in test series? That's series rather than matches. They've played a lot more matches.
Yeah, but that's 34 series. That sounds like a lot of series.
Well, she's
Oh, no, it's every 2 years, isn't it? Yeah, that's all right.
She's been on the phone for a bit.
There you go.
She's been on the phone for a bit.
Or the throne.
Oh, the throne.
James Richardson says, I was hoping you would play the fuck off jingle for Matthew Wade. Nathaniel Michael suggests that Smith.
That might be right.
Did he does things as well? There you go.
Anyway, Pom Pom says Rich takes wickets, but with that Stark wicket.
Yeah, that Stark wicket was
not good.
He runs, gears where he stops. He must be good. Josh Hazelwood.
Over 20 runs in one day international cricket. Gets another Yorker, which somehow he keeps out with great confidence.
That's it. Same again. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's not overcomplicate this now. Fast ball straight.
Rather see them pitching and bowling left balls that are easy to hit, or and I mean, in fact, that's just too quick for Zampari. It was well over pitched. I mean, it was far too far ball to be actually a Yorker. It became a full toss, but he missed it anyway. This is defended up to mid-on, and Wood has completed his spell of 10. He's done extremely well today. Has figures of 4 for 33. He's laid down a marker for the Ashes in November.
239 for 4 becomes 254 for 9.
So that's 5 for 15. 5 for 15.
He's getting a standing ovation from the crowd there.
Quite right.
We would do, but it'll take a couple of overs to get Katie off the side of the divan of destiny.
It always gives me a swell of pride to see the AFC Wimbledon supporter performing so well for England.
The less said about your swelling, the better.
Ben Ingham says, Mitchell Stark batting like a typical Australian all-rounder. Shit. Manhattan is laughing.
Well, in fact, Stokes is going to bowl the 14th over.
Well, then
he's going to bowl 2 overs then. If they don't actually bowl Australia out.
It was 50 seconds.
Oh,
there's a 12 one. Okay.
Ben. Stokes.
I can point to Dennis earlier when he was saying that about Stokes' numbers. I was saying it's not necessarily about the numbers, it's about what he does and when he does it. And immediately after I'd sent my last reply, then Stokes took a wicket.
Finch.
Finch, yeah, that's right.
It was found over.
Hey! It's taken 3 years. We've been there 3 years. Where have you been?
You are drinks behind, sir. You are drinks behind.
Travis Head. Poor Travis Head. I feel sorry for Travis Head. He's got Stokes coming in round the wicket, and he tries to make room, and it's quite wide. Wide. That's something else. I didn't think that was a wide.
Yeah.
I thought that was because Travis Head made quite a bit of room for himself.
No, he didn't move.
He's about lucky.
Cosgrave was considered good enough to play for Australia as long as he lost some weight. He said no. right decision
A bit
there.
like Summit Patel, really, isn't it?
Madness win.
Well, food wins, I suppose, and beer. Stokes in again. He comes running down the wicket, and he's an almighty yahoo at that. He's threw the shot far too early. He gets it right on the toe, and although he was aiming that somewhere over mid wicket, it's shot out into the offside. Morgan Fields an extra, and only one run is the result.
He may have taken his eye off that one.
Yeah,
That agricultural.
I don't know. It's still there. It's just that he got.
He's nearly pulled both arms out of his sockets with that swing.
It was an immense swing. I mean, he gets 10 out of 10 swing.
Andy and Brum suggest we should have played off jingle for Theresa May.
Yes. Well, we can still do that. Defended by Hazelwood to extra cover. There's no run.
Not until she leaves.
Yeah, when she does leave, I'm worried about who will get in her place.
Well, that's.
I mean, there's no real ability in that tour.
2 moves away from Michael Gove. Be
Oh,
careful
Well,
about
that's
the next
one
move.
move away from Boris Johnson.
Just
God.
Is Stokes again right on round wicket to the left-handed Hazelwood. Hazelwood pops forward and defends it, but only as far as extra cover once kept busy there today, and there is no run.
But to quote from Alec Guinness, a wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah, very apt. Jonah says, did you hear Cricket Australia put out a video yesterday saying how much money would be robbed from children by the players' contract? To which Greg replies, after this ball.
Wide outside the off-stump, cut by Hazelwood. He'll certainly get one. He might think about coming back for the second. Decides against it, or certainly Travis Head decides against it once he gets to that end.
To which Greg replies, Cricket Australia are a giant fucking bunch of Bradmans. Fuck them.
Yeah, they well, I mean, from what I
They're
can
cricket
understand,
administrators. There are no decent cricket
it's
administrators.
very strange, isn't it? I mean, when they've got a good team, pretty good team. I mean, you always thought they were rubbing along quite well. They renegotiated the way that they're going to pay them. Wide outside the off stump, he goes down on one knee. Does Head tries to drive over the top of extra cover, but makes no contact through the keeper, no run.
Is that the same way that they renegotiated the Doctor's contract?
Oh, possibly, yes. Well, as I understand it, they're not going to pay them anything from the income that Cricket Australia make. I don't know what agreed to the structure.
They have an option to go quickly.
Slow ball from Stokes worked way off his pads to deep mid wicket.
Of course, they do these days because they have the IPL and so on.
Yeah, I think it's better than a monopoly.
Very good.
I'm here till late
Here all day. Not all week. Not all week.
If you could say that with less of a sense of impending doom, that would be lovely.
Gus mesmerised batsman with his dreamy blue eyes.
He's quite dreamy. I suppose also about best looking cricketers. When I wasn't involved because I was at work.
What's your sliding scale of dreaminess?
I don't have a sliding scale.
Do you not have a sliding
male cricketers?
Okay, on a sliding scale of 1 to 10, 6 being the highest, where would you rate Cummings in terms of dreaminess?
All the other Australians, you can't tell them apart. Like, do they all wear masks? Or do they only allow to pick people who look exactly like that? I mean,
That's
do you think
cricket.
so?
I think Cummings is one of the better looking Australians.
That is Cricket Australia's great secret.
I would have said
I think so.
Ball
It's
back into the attack.
ball. Boom.
Oh yeah! Swing goodness gracious, shake balls alive!
Yeah, swinging in that baby. Well, Travis Head has a big swing at that. Clears the front leg, goes for the big drive. Ball goes over the top of the stumps.
First ball of this spell from Ball. First spell of Wood's spell. Both slower balls. Now Wood took Smith's wicket with that. Ploy first up.
That's another slow ball. He's got a big outside. He's going to need a goal from our third man. He can't quite get there. The ball hits him probably somewhere in the shoulder. And he eventually picks it up and prevents him getting more than, well, he only got one. He may have got far away from him. Let's see who's facing next delivery. With Got a big cross-batted hoik into the onside. It's going to drop over the despite route and from different directions. That's a massive and wonderful hit. Travis Head, who now goes to 50 and takes Australia to 269. Over the rope, catch that and throw it back, are you?
Stokes turned around and was like, I've got it, I've got it, I've got it, I've got it. I don't have it. No.
My aunt says, are the late inning collapses like Christmas in June?
Baltimore Yorker this time, it ends up being a low ball toss, which is driven pleasantly by Head to mid-off Plunkett field. He hit it too firmly in a way, so no run could be scored. 2 balls to go in this over, and then just 1 to come. Can they get 280 maybe?
Given how warm it is in Australia at Christmas in June, they should be used to that.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Lazy rocket scientist, Glass Bengal Tigers not yet out of the jungle yet.
There's a ball again, right on over the wicket. He's advancing and he bowls him an absolutely wonderful slower bouncer. That is brilliant improvisation from Ball when he saw it coming. Maybe he went too early and I've seen England coaches saying you've got to have in your mind what you're going to bowl as you come up, but he surely saw him coming there and maybe changed his mind. No, it wasn't. No. So great. He's been quite. He's got 1 ball to go in his spell. His figures have none for 60 today. You took 3 good balls that could have taken wickets in the early spell.
You did. Let's say they got the whip at the expense of them.
Yes, for him.
Like Finn.
Yep. Here he is again. Another Yorker, which is dug out to mid-wicket by Head, deep mid-wicket, and he comes through for 1, which is good because he's been able to keep the strike. He'll have strike going into the final over with Australia on 265 for 9.
Philip Franklin says, Christ, it's good to see Rashid bowling like this. What a spell.
It was a good spell. Okay, he got lucky with that wicket of start. It was a dreadful ball. But that sometimes happens with
2 spinners to Australia. Yes, on that.
I think they might. I mean, I think the way Russia. But would you be able to get 2 into the test side? I don't know. It's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
because with the likes of Sydney, like they were
talking about Sydney, but by the time we get to Sydney, you kind of feel that it's probably decided the series, but it may not be. Stokes round the wicket to Head. He's in, bowls, and he lifts this into the outfield. Oh, a great attempt by Jason Roy, who leapt into the air, threw a hand up, but it was not enough. And this is great hitting from Travis Head. It's another 6, and it's taken him to 65.
Sweet Jesus, over the line.
Yeah, very good hit. Oh, it wasn't that far away from his fingertips, but I don't think there's any way that even if he caught that, he could do a right down on the boundary.
I was worried about the effect on his sternum area with the boundaries.
Indeed. His Stokes again bowls. Another big, that's gone high in the air. I think someone should be underneath that. They are. They got right. Now Plunkett, Stokes bowling and spilled that. Running in off bounding Head has got back for 2. More to the point. Should really have taken that. That's today.
We've taken 2 pretty.
That's quite a pace to get to that. And maybe the momentum is what 4 ball out of his hand. Stokes in again. Head. He comes across his crease and then gets the thick outside edge, which is flying away through the runs of Australia. Got back to 265.9.
So after 3, we write 4.
Just can't keep. I was as surprised you were.
Yeah. 4.
Just random button pressing over here.
10 runs off this over so far. And he's in again. Smacked back at him. And it's...
Oh, not taking the run.
It doesn't take the run to long off, which is interesting. Oh, hang on. When it was dropped, did they actually not run? I think they didn't run because it's the second ball is back to 2. Obviously, I would have seen that if we could see the whole field, but with just the camera to rely on, we were fooled by that.
Do you think it's brave, given what happened in the T20 final? Stokes bowling the final over again?
Well, here he is. Balls wide at the crease and smacked down to long off by Head, but he thinks that even with one ball to go, it is better that he is at the receiving end rather than Hazelwood. And so they take no run. 275 for 9, one ball to go.
I noticed that they moved Plunkett and put Morgan in that field position.
And here is Stokes turning to Max that gets a thing inside edge. He sets off. He's going to go and try and get 2 runs to deep mid wicket. They're going to come back. It's probably going to the wrong end. The throw comes in. It's swept back onto the stumps by better going to the bowler's end. Head gets back for 2. Takes Australia eventually to 277 for 9, which is expected a lot better than they would have imagined 3 overs ago. So England will need 278, and that should happen of the 2017 Champions Trophy.
Your head well all about your losing theirs, and
they've kept their head.
Well, certainly. Sorry, wait,
Travis.
Sorry.
Has kept his
head 71, better than on the ball. Whilst Carnage has gone on around him.
So he saw 5. Just when Australia were looking to accelerate, he's done really well on his own to get Australia 7.
I think Bear has lost his chance to the highest run scorer from Australia. I think with that last flurry of runs. So apologies to you there, Bear.
Fielders are standing back and allowing Mark Wood and Adil Rashid to take the applause. They got 4 wickets apiece, and both bowled very, very well indeed, and in their distinctive and different styles. We'll do some final tweets, and then we'll put on some highlights and have a little bit of break. There's just the scorecard. Warner 21, Finch 68, Smith 56, Enrique 17, Maxwell 20, Wade 2, Stark 0, Cummins 4, Zampa 0, and it was down to Travis Head, who came in at 5 to get them to 277. He made 71 from 64 balls. Hazelwood 1 from 5. Ball none for 61 from 9. Wood 4 for 33 from 10. Plunkett none for 49 off 8. Unusual for him. 1 for 61. Stokes off 8. Rashid 4 for 41 off 10 with 1 maiden. Moeen Ali 5 overs, no maidens, none for 24. The wickets just fell away once Australia got to 239 for 4, I'm afraid to say. And they will need to produce one of their best bowling performances to keep England away from this target, I would think. Any tweets?
Quite a few tweets to catch up with, so apologies because some of these are slightly out of date now, but I will try and get through them. Greg says Hazelwood is continuing the McGrath parallels by coming in at number 11. Hopefully he has fewer ducks in his career.
Right.
Daft Penguin says, that's a lovely leg break. Oh, the unfortunate terminology of cricket.
Indeed, indeed.
Woy Woy Pom says, Wood shows the merit of just wanging it at the stumps at 90 miles per hour to a tail ender.
Yes. Yeah, that's a pretty useful thing to do. I think just
probably there's a bit more thought than just wanging.
Well, used to say is just sort of go wang.
Yeah, but you know, Thompson couldn't spell cat if he spotted in the C and the T.
Probably right.
Woy Woy Pom said the rain is going to come anyway and wash this game out.
What?
No, we're not.
I thought the rain will come until about 6 o'clock. Anyway.
Sean Barry, we only need 10 overs, that's all we need. Sean Barry says, come on England, nothing like a bit of schadenfreude seeing Aussie collapse after the Black Caps Meek tournament.
That's it?
No, not quite yet. Rennie Keeter says, I think Cosgrove did lose weight a couple of seasons ago, ruined his form, lost his centre of gravity, I guess. Jonathan White says, I will always remember Hazelwood for the Stoinis incident and sends us a YouTube clip.
What?
Stoinis.
Oh, was that when he got run out, when Stoinis had scored about 140 to get the target in the park. Smashing it. Just straight away, man was quite short. And from a position of no hope, Australia looked like they were going to win. So I think Hazelwood got run out.
that is the worst thing to give anybody.
Oh yeah. Neil Franklin, somebody Bojo the Clown. This was anything in relation to our next Prime Minister.
Right.
Nathan White says easy money betting in Australia hadn't played a full innings on that England match. Aaron Bushby says Oz players have said they won't accept Cricket Australia at all. Frustrations with Players Union about it.
It's extraordinary because they're going to have to agree. You cannot have an Ashes tour, the potential of the Ashes being cancelled. I mean, what good will that do for Australia? I presume an enormous amount of insurance, because what about all the tour groups that are taking people over there? All the people.
It could just be random second.
So what you'll have 11 people under contract, so they don't have to pay. It's England versus at the front of the jersey, not the back. That's what they'll say.
That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
If we've not learned anything from the West Indies experience, then it's going to be difficult for them to.
Well, we're going to have to look at how many of their top players are actually on the central contract. I mean, we were talking the other day about James Faulkner. I think lost his central contract.
Yeah.
He struggled a little bit in recent games. So, yeah, you're right. And that's it. I still think they're trying to put out a pretty good team. There's another contract to Cricket Australia initially.
Welcome to the world of cricketing broadcasting, BT Sports.
Yeah, they've got a lot of. Yes, exactly. And welcome to Australia Guerrilla Cricket. If we get there, you'll find that there's not a proper actors going on.
Oh, you'll get there.
We'll get there. Okay. Any more?
Yeah, one or two more. Krista Quiet is May now claiming she has a time machine, as she has said she will reflect on the future.
She will reflect on the future. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Jonah says, "What do you mean all Aussie cricketers look the same?" and sends us a picture of an Australian cricketer and a pig.
I don't think that's true. I think I'm surprised to hear you say that, because I think Pat Cummins is a lot better looking than the average Australian cricketer.
But he's got the same colour hair, the same colour skin. Yeah, well, yeah, dark brown to black. They've all got the same shade of hair. They've all got it cut in the same way. They all got the same kind of half of a beard, and not quite an actual beard. They're just very generic. I think they need more diversity in there. They can either do it by getting a bit more racial diversity, or they can just, like, some of them can dye their hair pink. That would also be fine.
There's a few blondies there. There's Steve Smith.
There's Piggy. I would say he's the...
We'll change some of the jingles. Yeah. Welcome to the crease, generic Australian batsman.
Yeah, that would be quite fun.
No, they used to look different, but they just at the moment.
I just think Cummins looks nothing like the rest of them.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Are you lost in the dreaminess of his?
I am lost in the dreaminess of his blue eyes.
His deep, soulful blue eyes.
I am, absolutely. Any more?
Mark Thorne says, "How has Stokes ended up bowling the last over? He's Dernbach-esque."
No, hang on.
It's kind of a weird decision, actually. I mean, the way that Plunkett has bowled at the end of the innings, I'm surprised, even with the figures that he had that weren't particularly impressive, that he didn't get the nod, unless, of course, it was sort of punishment for the fact that he dropped 2 catches. I don't know.
Warrior Prom does say Plunkett just dropped the match. Big Sexy Barry is asking why I'm wearing odd socks. We discussed that earlier.
Is it true you've got a pair just like it? You've got a pair just like that.
I thought you would have. Well, possibly somewhere.
Yes.
Who knows where, though?
I like that, though. The idea of, because typical male mentality would just be like, I'll buy 100 pairs of black socks. How many socks have you got left now? 7.
I want to appreciate my Dennis the Menace type socks.
They're lovely.
They are. You are resplendent in black and in red stripes.
What's your socks?
White socks.
White socks? Okay.
White socks. Good trainers.
Yeah, I suppose so.
There's a bit of chat generally about Cricket Australia and stuff, but I think perhaps we can leave that there and maybe pick it up in the next innings if people still want to talk about it.
I found a jingle that says Kiwi Kelly on it.
Can we just play it
yes.
after the break?
Yeah.
Let's jingle up Kiwi Kelly. Who was it who was wanted in there? I can't remember.
This was Knuckle promised he would play it.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Kiwi Kelly, 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 Kiwi Kelly.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. We should get back to doing jingles for listeners.
Bespoke jingles.
Yeah.
Maybe for a small Patreon donation.
Well, actually, absolutely. I mean, I can tell you that Kiwi Kelly paid quite a lot of money for that. A handsome sum indeed. Anyway, Bear and Knuckle, who know how to do things technical, would you like to come in and help out, or would someone like to go and grab one of these for me?
This is official tap dancing.
Can we just, is there something on there, jingles,
There is something
that we can
after,
play?
but everything's from.
No, hang on, I'll have a look.
Well, for highlights, you mean? Oh yes, we can play that, but I just need to know how to turn everything on and everything off.
So is this the official tap dance ahead of taking our half-time break?
I think it is. Right, well, we'll be back in about 25 minutes for the England reply. Reminder they're chasing 278 to win and put Australia out of the Champions Trophy.
Evil Scooter says, not sure about his Australian debut, but scored a 50 off less than 30 balls in Australia in the first ever state T20 on Australian soil.
That was angling into Twato, but the ideal ball to get an LBW. But instead, he got a better.
So now we need to contradict you, Knuckle. I found a debut for Luke Ronke in T20 cricket where he got 36 off 22 for them.
I was looking at his one.
Oh, pardon me. Of course, yeah. Just figured that out. That's what I'm saying. Might have been the T20 you made that impression in.
James Francis asks, can we have Khan in memory of...
Yeah, let me dig it out. It's in here somewhere.
It is.
I can't remember which Khan it's.
I think it's
Khan
generic. Oh, wow, Chinese cut as Watson tries to drive that down the ground, and it's the right shake from a left arm to Watson. Comes into him a bit, gets to drive it massively through the offside, gets to the inside edge, beats his leg stump, goes down towards fine leg, picks himself up a single.
I've got a bit of an interactive challenge for our listeners, going back to what we were talking about with Shane Watson being around forever. Can you name us and give us some cricketers and their ages who appear to have been around for far longer or far less than they actually have? It'd be really interesting to get some of them.
Deceptively long-lived or short-lived.
Exactly, yeah. The guy who's been around for like a year, he's like 34 and vice versa.
Dr. Matt Burley says,
driven by Warner. Hold on. Driven by Warner out towards the cover boundary. It's going to cut off to make up after 3. Two. Yeah.
It's too. Ground's too small to run 3.
On the theme of being around for a long time, Dr. Matt Burley says, I'm old enough to remember Big 2 showed Laurel and Hardy and Buster Keaton shortly before Flash Gordon and Star Trek.
He used to show Flash Gordon back in the 20th, well, it wasn't the 21st century in those days. They were all those black and white Flash Gordons. And they were genius because at the end of every one, they would have him die as Bolt comes in. So let's give it a white. Yep, let's give it a white. So there'd be 20-minute episodes. Flash Gordon would be shot, or he'd go off a cliff, and there was no way he was getting out of this. And then the next episode would start, and they started the last. They would start the next episode as they ended the last one. It would be a completely different scene, and so he would really escape very easily. It was masterful 1950s sci-fi crap. All full shot by Dave Warner. Bounces just in front of separate slip. They've got 2 slips in still.
He was sort of like, I'm going to cut, I'll do it. I feel it.
Would definitely drag that.
I was
spooned it up to.
I wasn't going to say Morgan, but I was going to go for an England batsman, just telepathy.
Morgan has
definitely Ian Bell.
Morgan has found the most ridiculous ways of getting out. But he seems to be used. He's paid for the whole. Someone else is paid for the whole bat, so he's going to use it.
Obstructing the field. Tried them yet?
I'm sure we'll get there. I think this is the Khan jingle, but I'm not sure.
Nathaniel Mickhow, meanwhile, says, rumour has it in some photos the New Zealand uniform was white and gold.
Oh, here it is.
That's in honour.
Live long and prosper.
Indeed.
And in answer to your question earlier, Michael, Afridi surely worth mentioning for talking age. He's obviously still 28.
That's I can't. Is that I'm going to cricket for like that.
He's not actually 28, but he's been saying he is for years.
Oh right, okay.
He claims to be 34 now, but he's got to go up 40.
James Fenton says Southey seems like he's been around forever. He's only 20.
That's very true, because he was a young buck when he first got going.
Oh, that's terrible. Watson goes back, defends it into the pitch, back down the track. Vettori goes along, one hand nonchalantly forgets to stop the ball and it bounces out. Down towards mid on, and they get a single.
That's poor Furley.
If because it's himself, he can't shout at someone. Immediately, as soon as someone whistles up a spinner, just shout at them.
That one's fast and flat to the ball into the pads. It was that middle stump from around the wicket by Vettori.
More TV nostalgia.
Played out to the leg side for 1 minute.
From Lydia Jane says, don't forget Champion of the Wonder Horse, Robinson
Yep.
Crusoe, and the Flashing Blade. Jason has got pictures in with Hi Chaparral.
Wasn't that Lorne Green, who later became captain and caught Battlestar Galactica? The original service.
Southey came on home, sorry.
Here comes Vettori, cut by Watson, half parried by a backward point to running around cover.
What's the favourite of mine was Amos Dukes.
Yeah, vaguely.
The
Wise-cracking Cowboys.
Yeah, the Wise-cracking Cowboys who were trying to get.
Oh, an attempted pull off one knee by Warner. Because Vettori's come down the wicket, not much chance of getting any LBW or anything. Most